Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and we are here at Wildcat Gym for the Battle of the Blues tonight. It's Lovington versus Carlsbad. Lovington, of course, a 4A team. Carlsbad 5A coming in with a 3-5 record. Your Lovington girls with an 0-6 record, but coming off of a really good home match last week where they won their first set of the season and darn near won two other sets and really showed off some improved play.
Well, they certainly did. They put the scare in Eunice. That is a 100% fact in that ball game. So something for them to build on coming into this. Should be a pretty good test. Carlsbad is maybe not like we've seen in past years. It is worth noting, while we were waiting on the JV game, I was checking on the feeds and things, and it popped up last year's game. Lovington did take this team to 4 sets last year, so a lot of returners for this Lady Cats team. Mm-hmm. So, maybe looking for a little different fortune tonight.
Yeah, and there's only one returning senior on the Carlsbad squad, and the rest are really only 3 juniors, and the rest are sophomores. So it's a much younger, much less experienced Carlsbad team that we're going to see. But on the other hand, we have a girl who's 6'0". We have a 6'3". We have a couple of 5'10" girls and several 5'9" and 5'8". So they have the height advantage for sure, even if they don't have the experience advantage, because Lovington actually has 6 seniors on the squad and 1 junior. So they do have a little more experience, and they are on the upswing. In volleyball, getting the ball over the net, either on serve and through volleys and rallies, that's the basic. Just trying to get the ball across the net and score points. That's the basics. Beyond that, you start moving into the second tier, where you work on set pieces, where you work on particular plays depending on what your rotation is, the girls at the net and the back row, and you work on your offensive set pieces, setting up plays to be able to score and to be able to dominate serve more often and score more points and keep that scoring going. And you work on better transitions, instant transitions from offense to defense. You also work on reading the other team's offense and being where you need to be for the best defense for that, whether it's at the net to block and more so. Lovington is still working on their basic game, on the fundamentals, and starting to work into that second tier. Then there's a third tier where it's all about strategy, and when you've got two teams that are against each other that are in third tier volleyball, you're seeing some really impressive play. Lovington is starting to really improve. We've seen vast improvement in their game over this last year, and they, again, are bringing some seniors and juniors experience back onto the court this year, and I think it's really worth noting that their attitude continues to be really good. I'm still seeing, despite their losing record, I think they realize that they're getting better. Individual skills are improving. I see that from match to match, and their team skills are improving. And I think they realize that, and they're having a good time playing. So I think any team that's still enthusiastic about showing up, coming to play, looking enthusiastic, looking like they've got a good attitude, that they're enjoying themselves on the court, no matter what sport it is, you're halfway there. You're more than halfway there when you've got that. So I see a lot of improvement. New head coach Marissa Ochoa is, I think, really working with this team, and again, you can see a lot of work in practice, and you're seeing some improvement in match play, because there's no substitute for game experience, and Lovington is getting that, and they're getting that against better teams. So while you expect if you're going to go against a 5A team, a 6A team, you expect that you're not going to come up on the winning side most of the time. But what you want to do is know that you're going to play your best and that you're going to learn from the experience. And these Lovington girls look like they are. So I'm happy to still see enthusiasm. And I was happy to talk to a couple, 3 girls on our way out of the gym last week when they won their first set, when they did so well. They showed up so well in that match. And they were happy. They were tired. But you know what? They felt good about themselves, and they deserve to. So that's the team that we're going to see coming in against Carlsbad. And even though Carlsbad is a division higher, 5A, then and taller, got the height advantage, got a better record, Lovington still should be coming in with some goals in mind individually and as a team, and they should be working toward those, and we should see some positive results on the court tonight.
Well, you would certainly think so. As you mentioned, they're still working on the basics, but they are getting there, and they've got some good pieces to work with and work around. In that game that we called against Eunice last week, of course, Amber Barunda showed up in a big way. I think 16 kills in that.
She had more kills than anybody for both teams. I mean,
yeah.
she had a monster night, yes, but also having a really good night. Riley Dunlap had a good night. She had several kills, blocks, and aces. Lovington's serving game last week in their home match was much improved, and so there were a lot of really good things. Several players stepped up. It was real team effort last week, despite the fact that Barunda was head and shoulders above everybody in kills. She didn't have a perfect game, and there were still a lot of unforced errors on Lovington's part, but they were so much better.
Well, that's exactly right. And at this point in the season, you've got to think that Coach Ochoa is trying to build on those things, is still trying to get the basics in, trying to get to that second level where they can start doing some more set pieces, where it's a lot fewer free hits and just letting them return it, and the other team maybe getting their set pieces in. You know, these games, they all matter. They really do. But let's be honest, when you're 0-6, it doesn't matter, because right now Lovington has to start building towards the district season, which starts here in like 3 weeks.
Right.
And it's really when you're playing Ruidoso, who's having a very down year too, and Portales, and also, which the way they've got our districts is all goofy, but Portales and the Roswell Goddard and Artesia, because Ruidoso is not in our district for volleyball. But you know, it's really the games against Artesia, Goddard, and Portales that matter. Not so much the games against Carlsbad and Hobbs, while they're certainly fun.
Yes.
You know, they're building experiences. Yes. They really don't count in the overall big picture of things.
They're like game practices, and these girls want to get the most out of it that they can, and that's why, you know, they're here, they're enthused, they're ready, and we're going to see some good stuff out of them. I think we definitely, you know, saw a good match out of Layla and Tess Hernandez last week. Carly Knapp doing very well. Of course, we talked about Amber. Aubrey Aranda saw a lot of minutes. So did Annalise Chavarria. Riley Dunlap, of course, we mentioned she had a really good game. Jasmine Preciado is excellent. Jasmine has a lot of ball handling skills, and she's a really a good setter and has become a better player for them in transition and on offense as well, on the right side, and offensive outside hitting points at the net. And Alexa Bell had a very nice game. She has a sneaky little soft kill over the net, just a little punch, a little soft punch that scored a lot of points for Lovington last week against Eunice.
Yeah, she dinked quite a few of those. And with Alexa, she's she's got some size and she has some power, but she chooses not to use it. A lot of times when she gets up close to the net, you just see her do that little dink, and everybody's expecting her to come in and just slam it home and try and put it through the court, and all of a sudden it's just like, doop, there it goes.
And she picks a good spot that is going to be hard to get to and hard to defend against, and she comes out with points and with winners a lot of times. So, but, you know, the whole team really is starting to play so much better as a team, and I think that the better that, it's like anything, the better you play, the more fun it is, and that improves your game, and then you start winning, and then winning is even more fun. And right now, you know, Lovington is looking to improve now that they've broken the ice, they've won their first set, they played really well against Eunice last week, and now they're looking to build on that, not just win a set, but win a match, and then after a match, you know, win another match, and look as good and feel as confident as they can going into the district season.
Well, and that's what it's all about. As you mentioned, is the district season. Yeah, we are back to the normal playoff setup. It's not just going to be the district champions and one wild card this year. There are going to be multiple wild cards. Lovington is probably has probably already put themselves out of the wild card hunt, unless they just go on a run from here on out. But it's the district season that is most important. And you mentioned, it's more fun when you start getting better and you see yourself getting better.
Yeah.
Then when you, in the case of volleyball, when you start winning some sets, and then when you win some matches. And it's been a long time for this program since they won a match. I mean, we have to go back, of course, the 2020-2021 season was a little bit odd with it being shortened and in the spring.
Sure.
But they haven't won anything since 2019.
Right.
And I think they're ready and they're due. Now, are they going to do it tonight? I don't know. With Carlsbad being down and having a lot of younger and inexperienced players, I don't know. One thing that I've noticed through the matches that we've done this year for the Lady Cats, last year there seemed to be a point, usually in that second set and sometimes into the third, where they just could not return a serve to save their life. And they could not handle a serve, and the other team had gone an 8, 10, 12, 15. There was an 18-point run that Portales put on us here last year, and they just had no answer. That doesn't seem to be an issue this year.
No.
There may be some 3 or 4 point runs, and maybe even up to 5, but they seem to settle back in and refocus and start handling that. And so that's been a vast improvement, and even vastly improved since we first saw them a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, their return of service game has vastly improved. They're able at least to get it, to return it, and if not kill it on the return, at least get a rally going and keep that rally going, and then eventually either win the point or still cede that back and let the other team continue to serve. But they are battling for that serve, and yes, every few serves, a lot of times they're able to get it back. I've also seen them go on more serve runs this season against. We saw it against Tatum. We saw it against Eunice. So they're definitely starting, as I said, to improve their skills. Serving is a skill you can practice on your own. And I really saw a lot of improvement in Layla Hernandez and her serve, and Carly Knapp, and we're seeing that. So these girls, can spend some time working on their individual skills that without the necessity of a team around them. But then in their team play, their team skills, their transitions from offense to defense are starting to get better and faster, and they're starting to work up at the net a little bit better. They need to definitely work on, getting not just reading the defense and getting one player up to block at the net, but maybe getting 2, even 3 over to be able to successfully block and stuff block and either get served back or score points off of that. So, yes, do they have a lot to work on still? Yes, they certainly do. But they really are improving, and improving at a pretty good rate. So we're seeing that, and by the time district different matches start, we may see them improve to the point where, yes, they're seriously, in contention to win some matches and maybe make a difference in the standings there in the district. So that's what we're looking forward to, and it certainly seems possible. These girls they have the talent, and they're improving to the point where it's a realistic goal now for them.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and those. You have to be realistic with your goals. There's not a coach and there's not a player out there, and I don't care what sport it is, that doesn't want to, come out and win state every year. For some teams, that's just not a realistic goal. For Lovington, I think, their realistic goal is get better every week, get to where we are competitive in matches, get to where we can start winning some matches again.
Yeah.
And I think they're well on their way to doing that. And there's still a lot of pre-district to go before we get into the district season in a couple of months. So they're working in the right direction, and that's a good thing to see.
Yeah, and just because I didn't single out everybody, it doesn't mean that everybody is not improving. They are, and I'm seeing improvement in other players too, in serving, in blocking, in all of that. So really the whole team is to be commended, because it looks like they're putting the time in. They're not only learning from the games and watching game film, but they're putting the time in the gym, and that's what it takes. You've got to put the time in individually to try to improve your individual skills to the best you can, and to also work as a team really hard and make the most of your practice time, because in volleyball you have 2 nights, 2 days, 2 nights a week where you're playing. So you have 2 or 3 practice days as a team usually. Well, you really got to make the most of those minutes and put the hard work in, so that when you get into the game, your body is just following, by rote. Your body is following how you practiced, and it shows. A team that practices well and really practices hard plays well, and they start playing together as a well-oiled machine, and you can just see that. That's coming not just from game time. That's coming from practice time and making the most out of that. So Lovington, again, working hard. We hope that tonight we'll see some fruits of that hard work and the improvement continuing. And no matter how it comes out, we know that they're going to have a good attitude and look forward to the next game, which after tonight, Lovington
tentatively will be Saturday against Tatum
right.
here.
Right.
Of course, Tatum's going through some COVID stuff right now, so we don't know if that's going to happen or not. We actually probably won't know until maybe Thursday or Friday.
So tentatively, we want to say that we'll be back here with the Lovington game against Tatum. The Lovington girls traveled to Tatum a couple of weeks ago. We called that match there. We hope that the COVID situation will be good enough at that point that we'll be able to call that volleyball game. I would really like to see Lovington 2.5 weeks later, what they look like against Tatum on their home court.
Well,
on Lovington's home court.
Yeah, could be very important. Back to tonight, you mentioned, working on your defensive positioning, working on getting in position for the blocks. That's something that this Lady Cats team definitely has to improve on. They don't have a lot of size, which means they have to be able to read quickly to be in the right positions, or they're just going to get hammered. We haven't really seen them take on a team with the size that this Carlsbad team is going to present. So going to be important for them tonight defensively to read what's going on and to be in the right positions, just because of the size advantage on the other side of the net.
Another thing that we need to see out of Lovington is continued improvement in quality of hits. The girls are taking a lot of swings, and I'm seeing improvement in that because they're keeping the ball in the air and having longer rallies. They're taking more swings. Their percentage of swings is going up. They're taking big swings, but a lot of times we have a team that has a lot of power. Several girls have a lot of strength and some power and some height, but sometimes the placement of those balls suffers. The speed, they're going for kills, and it's great, the energy and the adrenaline, but they need to work a little bit better on ball control and making those swings count so that swing ends up in a kill or in a ball that is so hard that the other team can only just barely return it and not really set themselves up to make a point back on you as Lovington. So we're seeing a quality of hits improve slightly, but Lovington needs to work on that so that they're taking more swings and they're making those swings count.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think some of that is going to come, as you mentioned earlier, as they progress into that second level where they can do more set plays. A lot of times it's just been, okay, well, here it is. Right. It's pretty close. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, just a struggle to get the ball back over the net. And that just leaves the other team with too much time and court position to be able to kill you and when they return that on you. So Lovington team is coming out to get to introduce, so we'll run down the rosters, and they are going to we'll announce the Carlsbad team along with the announcers. Number 2, Kaylin Heastan. Number 3, Gracie Eccles. Number 4, Aubrey Putman. Number 6, Sammy Oliver. Number 7, Isabel Kostenbader. Number 8, Annika Sowers. Number 9, Brinley Daughtry. Number 11, Carla Younger. Number 12, Josie Tindorf. Number 13, Shinasa Ojiaku. And number 14, Danica Medina. The head coach for Carlsbad is Bill Niemeyer, and the assistant is Diamond Morrill. For Lovington girls, number 1 is Layla Hernandez. Number 2, Tess Hernandez. Number 3, Zabri Rodriguez. Number 4, I believe she probably is wearing 5 tonight. She wears jersey number 5 usually, is Carly Knapp. Number 7, Amber Barunda. Number 13, Aubrey Aranda. Number 14, Annalie Chavarria. Number 15, Riley Dunlap, but a lot of times she wears jersey 12, isn't it?
I believe so. We'll see when they get...
Number 18
She's wearing 15 tonight.
She's wearing 15 tonight. Jasmine Preciado, number 18, and number 20, Alexa Bell. And the head coach is Marissa Ochoa, and the assistant is Gemma Cantone. And we will be back. Let's take a bit of a timeout. We'll be back with the beginning of this one coming up. More Lovington volleyball action from Wildcat Gym on the way. And welcome back to Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan, along with TJ Miracle, and we're getting ready for the beginning of this Battle of the Blues. Lovington hosting Carlsbad. And final thoughts as we get this one ready to go, TJ.
Well, just looking for a good game and hopefully a win for the Lady Cats, but no matter what, just improvement and just see what happens out on the court.
All right, we're about to see that as the refs are in place. The players are out. Lovington taking their spot. You got Preciado, Bell, and Barunda at the net. You've got Aranda, Dunlap, and Chavarria in the backcourt. And interestingly enough, right now, they do not have a libero on the court. I think there's some discussion. It looks like who's ready on the sidelines to possibly come in. It looks like she may be.
I believe that's Zabri Rodriguez.
Okay.
And she's wearing number 5.
Okay. Zabri Rodriguez. She's wearing number 5. So is Carly Knapp in number 4 tonight? I did not see.
I think she is.
She is. Okay. So Zabri Rodriguez in number 5. So and Zabri is actually wearing a different colored jersey, which would indicate that she may be going in tonight as the libero when she goes into play. And it looks like Carlsbad at the net. Help me out with looks like Carly Younger is there. Also, is that number 12 or 13? The long hair.
I believe that's
13,
Ojiaku.
And number 9, Daughtry. So it looks like those 3 are at the net with number 7, Kostenbader. Number 5, I don't have a 5. I don't know if that's Sammy Oliver or Aubrey Putman out there. We don't have a 5 on. We have a 4 and a 6, but we don't have a 5 on their roster. And then, yes, they have put in Danica Medina. She's the libero for Carlsbad. Looks like Carlsbad will be serving first.
I'm thinking that may be Oliver because I'm seeing Putman on the sideline.
Okay, so Oliver maybe is number 5 for Carlsbad, and it will be Oliver back to serve for Carlsbad as we get ready. This is your first set, and the referees are conferring, just making sure, I guess, they're on the same page. We have 2 gentlemen referees this evening, and we have 2 line judges. It looks like JV players back behind the back line. First serve is up and across the net. Dunlap with the first touch. Preciado sets. Bell sends it over. Ooh, almost a point, but Carlsbad saves it. Attempted kill is saved by Rodriguez. Sent back over by Lovington. Oliver sets up for a kill. It's saved. Saved again by Rodriguez. Ooh, Bell pushes one over. Carlsbad gets to it. And now going in for the kill is Daughtry again. Oh, and that does end up. Second touch was right at the net. And Barunda a little bit out of position. She was pulled back. And Preciado, good hustle to try to get it, but couldn't. So first point for Carlsbad. It is 1-0. And Oliver is serving. Riley Dunlap again with first touch. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. And again, a lot of power, but it goes out of bounds. It's long. Lovington again got to pull some of that in. Got to be a little more disciplined about those and hit down instead of out and across. Serve is good. Lovington touches. Preciado setting up Barunda. Oh, and Barunda kind of was, she hit that ball with her knuckle, and it just came off of her hand funny and ended up rolling. Didn't even make it over the net. So third point for Carlsbad. So they're racking up the points under Oliver. Dunlap has to dig for that. Good return. Carlsbad setting up, blocked by Barunda at the net. So Barunda with a block, and Oliver will give service over. So Carlsbad able to make 3 points off of Oliver's serve. It's going to be Preciado back.
I believe so.
I believe so, to serve for Lovington. Carlsbad answers. Big kill attempt by Daughtry. Lovington able to answer. It's Rodriguez who gets it back over the net, and Barunda with a big kill attempt, and then a pushback, and then a third attempt, and it falls just inside. Nice work as Barunda had 3 hits in a row right back over the net. She was in perfect position, and this time she hit down instead of out, and that ball fell in. So 2 straight points for Lovington, 3-2 now, as Barunda with her first kill, and another good serve, barely handled by Carlsbad. They're going to set up Daughtry for the kill again in that outside hitter position. Again, Rodriguez with the answer. Bell pushes it over the net. Kostenbader pops it up. A free hit back over the net. Rodriguez first touch. Preciado sets up Bell. Bell with one of her dinks, and yes, it was a tight set as she pushed it just over the net and down, and Carlsbad had no answer. They had Younger and Ojiaku right there, and neither one of them could do anything. So Lovington ties it up. We're at 3 apiece. So Bell with her first kill. A good serve. Oh, and too much to handle. A nice serve with spin on it. Went right to Daughtry. Daughtry went on her knee, and she did get a hand on it, but it went out to the right side, out of bounds. So an ace for Preciado. Goes back to serve again. Lovington leading 4-3. It's answered by Carlsbad. They set up Daughtry for the kill again. It's partially blocked, saved. Oh! And Bell tries to get it over the net. It spins on the top of the net and falls down on the Lovington side.
Just a little bit out of position, and she kind of got it with the back of her hand, and with the spin that was on it, it just kind of made it skitter across the net.
But good hustle and good position. Lovington more in the right positions there on that series as they held service for a while. And it's 4-4. Carlsbad is serving. That's Putman. And she hits it out of bounds. So that is a great opportunity for Lovington. An unforced error by Carlsbad gives Lovington the point and the lead 5-4. Barunda is back to serve. And Barunda, I believe she's going to do a running jump serve. And I think with her power, it's a good idea. It's a good serve over the net. Oliver setting up Daughtry for the kill. Preciado saves it. Now Rodriguez, and she gets it to Barunda. A soft slap over. And now Oliver setting up for the kill. And an attempt by Younger. Younger hits it long, though. So another point for Lovington. So a couple of unforced errors by Carlsbad. Lovington has the lead 6-4. Barunda back to serve. And Barunda again giving herself more room. Such power. Oh, and this time she kind of slaps it down just a little, and she's working on that serve, though. I can tell she's working on a more consistent serve, and more consistent play overall by Lovington is what they're shooting for. I commend them for working on things. They need to work a little bit longer and better on execution. Carlsbad with the serve. Medina has it over the net. Rodriguez first touch. Preciado sets up Riley Dunlap for the kill, but Dunlap hits it out of bounds again. Lovington, especially the players at the net, need to work on hitting that ball down instead of forward, because their power is pushing it out of bounds. Point by Carlsbad. We're tied up again, 6 each. Rodriguez with the return. Preciado setting up Bell at the net. It's pushed back over. Rodriguez again. Oh, pushed back over by Carlsbad. Riley Dunlap now with a great hit right over in the corner. And Medina did what she could do to get back to hit it, but it went out of bounds. Another point by Lovington. They have come to play today. They are improving, and they're giving Carlsbad fits right now. 7-6. Lovington leads. Back to serve is Bell. And a good serve, a little spin on that. Carlsbad answers, pushes it right across. Instead of setting it, Daughtry pushed it over immediately. It took Lovington by surprise. They've got to watch that. That's a sneaky little move, but it's effective. And you got to have somebody at the net ready right there. Watch the girl. You got to be one-on-one and ready to try to get that if it's just a little sneaky side over. That's Daughtry back to serve for Carlsbad. We're tied up at 7. And number 2, Tess Hernandez saves that. Lovington sets it up, gets it over the net. Second hit. This one's got to go over. It does. Rodriguez first contact. Preciado sets up Dunlap for the kill. She gets it over. It's handled by Medina. Now they set up Oliver for the kill, and it goes long. It's out of bounds. Another point for Lovington. So this is exactly the kind of scenario that we wanted to see out of Lovington. They are playing very well and they're forcing Carlsbad into some errors, and they've got serve back. And this serve is good. Carlsbad handles it. Oliver going up for the kill. Just a fingertip return. And they tried hard to get it. Dunlap was there. Tess Hernandez was there. And instead, it just stayed on the Lovington side. And it was a tight set. And they couldn't. It was just tight set means it's too close to the net to be able to do anything with. So point to Carlsbad. We're tied at 8. Number 7, Kostenbader is serving. Rodriguez, first touch. They set up. It's Hernandez with the attempted kill. Carlsbad answers. They set up Oliver for the kill. Oh, and she paints the corner with it. Oh, just inbounds. So that's a point for Carlsbad. Now they're up by 1. 9-8 your score. And it will be a different person serving now. Kostenbader back to serve for Carlsbad. As Carlsbad has made a couple of points in a row here. Lovington needs to break that up. Preciado setting up Dunlap for the kill. It's a good one. A nice dig by Carlsbad, though. And then Oliver with a return, and it goes out of bounds. And that is going to be a point for Lovington, I believe.
Nope,
that they call that out of bounds.
They're going to say it hugged the line.
It touched the line. From my point, my vantage point, I thought it went out of bounds. So on the line counts, and that means Carlsbad 2 up. Kostenbader serving. Rodriguez first touch. Preciado sets up Dunlap. Oh, and the kill is blocked, but it comes back. Saved by Rodriguez. Dunlap gets it over the net. Carlsbad working on another kill, and this one is too much. Rodriguez in good position, but just could not get enough. She dug it out, but then could not save it. So 3 straight points for Carlsbad, and they're up 11-8 right now. Quick timeout. I think Lovington's coach Marissa Ochoa wants to talk about it. We'll keep it right here and just say a big thank you to our sponsors. So thanks to First American Bank of Lovington, Bob Thriftway, Man Welding, Noel Pharmacy, Norlee, Navajo Refining Company, Stone Oilfield Services, Lee County Electric, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lovington Auto Supply, Lovington Schools, and Devon Energy. Thanks very much to our sponsors. So we've got a good match. Lovington has to stop the bleeding right now. I think, Coach Ochoa, I have to say, she is really timely with her timeouts in terms of watching the momentum shift, and immediately when it does, she usually takes a timeout to get her girls back together to try to get them refocused to kind of cool the other team off a little bit. And that's exactly what they've done. Now let's see what Lovington can do. They trail by 3. It's 11-8. Carlsbad is serving. Isabel Kostenbader back to do the honors. A short serve. Dunlap gets a hand on it. Aranda sends it over, and it was just kind of a free ball that was too easy. Ojiaku reached up and pushed that over. That's a kill for her.
And 3 straight points now for Kostenbader from the serve. Lovington needs to break this.
They definitely need to. This serve, a lot of spin on it. It's hard to return. That was number 2, Tess Hernandez, getting the first hand on it, and she sent it up. And unfortunately, Lovington, we see this sometimes as the girls either aren't turned around or can't get into position quickly enough right at the net to be able to get a hand up and try to get it back over the net. This one, first touched by Dunlap, and then she sends over a nice ball. It's going to be, they try to save it. Number 2, Heastan gets a hand on it. Medina, the libero, was racing to try to get that as well. So that ball had a lot of spin on it. So a good move by Dunlap and a kill for her. She's going to go back to serve now as Lovington trails by 4. They need to get some of those points back. 13-9 your score. Good serve by Dunlap. A lot of spin on that. Carlsbad answers and ends up. The third touch is by Heastand over on the right side, and she sends it laterally instead of over the net. Again, because it had a lot of spin, even coming off of her teammate. Still a lot of spin, so good serve. You'll see floater serves, you'll see flat serves, and you'll see spin serves. And spins are really great because they're hard to handle and to return. That serve is handled. Attempted kill is going to go long. That's Heastand at the net, and that's another point for Lovington. They've climbed back into this one, 13-11, and that's 2 straight points off of Dunlap's serve. She'll be back to serve again. Oh, and that's going to be a net serve, and that's unfortunate. That's the first net serve of Lovington for the day, and that's just a free point for the other team, and you're giving them the ball back. So out of some really good play and some good serves by Dunlap, still a net serve kind of kills the momentum for Lovington. Number 2, Heastand back to serve, and it's a spin serve. Lovington answers. They set up Barunda for the kill. She hits a good one. And just a lack of communication between number 9, Daughtry, and number 2, Heastand, and it falls right between the two girls as it popped up, and it took a long time to come down. So a good play, and again, it comes all off of that serve. 14-12, Carlsbad still leading, but it's Rodriguez back to serve. Ooh, a nice serve. Carlsbad returning. Oliver setting up Ojiaku for the kill. Oh, and it falls. The return by Lovington falls right on the net. Ojiaku punches it over, and the point is going to go because of 2 double touch on for Lovington. So a hitting error, and that gives Carlsbad the point and the serve back. Still some good play by Lovington there. And a good couple of rallies. But Carlsbad 3 up. Lovington has to climb back, try to get this tied up and move ahead. The serve answered, send it over by Bell. Bell hits a good one. 2 hits by Carlsbad. Daughtry hits it over the net, not much on that. They set up Bell for the kill, and she just does a little dink. Oh, and unfortunately goes out of bounds. Goes off too much to the right instead of inbounds.
Right idea there,
yeah,
just a little bit off the side of the hand.
A little bit too hard and a little much to the right. So Carlsbad with a point, and the setup for a kill shot by Barunda ends up blocked by 13, Ojiaku and Younger at the net. And they have got a lot of height and a lot of power at the net. And Barunda, when she goes up for her signature kills, she's really going to have to watch where she places that ball because they're right there ready to try to block it. Carlsbad in the lead. Preciado setting up Bell for the return, and Bell so mad at herself. Again, she had the opportunity to hit that just a little differently and maybe hit it in the backcourt where nobody could defend it, and instead it goes outside. So now Carlsbad with a 6-point lead, 18-12. Oliver serving. Rodriguez, first touch. Preciado sets up Bell for the kill. She sends a little spinner. Oh, and this time she hit it to the left, but again, just a little too hard, and it went out of bounds. So Lovington going to talk about it again because Carlsbad has stretched things out to a 7-point lead, 19-12, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Lovington Volleyball. You're listening on Lovington Sports YouTube at HobbsAmerica.com and watching as well, and thank you. We are on Noel Mart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. We're in the first set, 19-12. Carlsbad leads. And the serve is up and over. They set up Barunda for the kill. It goes right over the net, and a good one, a successful one. That's a situation where Barunda could have used her power, but she just softly put that right over, just a fingertip dink right over the net, right over on the right side, and it's a kill, just as much as if it was going 50 miles an hour straight down to the floor. So Lovington with a point and the serve. Carlsbad with a hand on it. Oliver setting up Daughtry for the kill. Lovington answers. Preciado sets up Barunda, and this time, Barunda does use too much power and not enough aim, and it goes long. So Lovington losing the point.
And Carlsbad dodging a bullet right there because Carly Younger made a play for that, but it completely missed her, and so Carlsbad gets the point, and Younger's got to be breathing a sigh of relief.
And it is 20-13 now. Carlsbad still up, and Putman is serving. Rodriguez first touch. Preciado with the ball over. Carlsbad puts it back over, and then a little kill by Younger straight down. And see, there you go. You really have to work on placing your ball. It's not always about the power, it's about the placement. And all she needed was to push that straight down, and the point. Another hit, another serve by Putman. Lovington answers. They set up Bell for the kill. Carlsbad answers. And now Medina sends it over, and it is too long. So an unforced error against Carlsbad will give Lovington the point and the serve back. It's 21-14 now. Lovington has to answer and start coming back right now. And they can do it. Barunda with a good serve. They set up for the kill, and it goes long off the hands of Putman, and another point for Lovington. So Lovington, again, yes, they have to start battling back, and they won a point on that, 21-15. They trail by 6. Barunda serving again for Lovington. Just got to get it over the net, and right in bounds. Beautiful serve as Barunda with a lot of spin on it and hits it about 6 inches away from the backcourt line, and Carlsbad watches it, and that's another point. Lovington now trailing only by 5, 21-16. It seems like it should be 17. Barunda with the serve. Medina with the first touch. Oliver setting up Daughtry. She sends it over. Second touch by Rodriguez. Now it's got to go over, and Dunlap knew that was the third touch, and she was just kind of in a bad position, trying to get it over her head with both hands, and it went into the net instead. So a point for Carlsbad, 22-16. They're up by 6. It's going to be Medina, the libero, back to serve for Carlsbad. Lovington has got to work on getting that ball back and start narrowing the gap again. They set up Dunlap for the kill. Medina saves it. Oliver pops it up. Daughtry just has to try to get it over. Preciado saves it. Rodriguez, second touch. Up for Bell. Bell sends it over. Carlsbad is touching. Oliver sets up Daughtry on the left side, sends it over. Now Bell with a little spinner over the net. Dunlap slaps it over. Instead of setting up anybody else, Dunlap takes the return herself, punches it over right in the back court where nobody can get to it. Really smart play, and that was a long rally that ended up in a point for Lovington. That's what they've got to work on, is more consistently doing that. 2 kills for Dunlap now, and the serve will be Bell's. Back to serve. Nice serve. Some good speed and spin on that. Trying to save it is Daughtry. Carlsbad pushes it over. Preciado touches it. And getting it over the net, just not enough. That was Aranda trying to just get it over the net.
Outside the pins.
Yeah, just outside. So, unfortunately, that is a point for Carlsbad. They get the serve back. 23-17, Carlsbad leads. It's Daughtry back to serve. And a lot of spin on that as going down on her knees is Tess Hernandez in the back row, trying to save that, trying to dig it, and just could not. It went out of bounds. So an ace for Daughtry, and another point. It is set point for Carlsbad, 24-17. A running serve, and Rodriguez gets it back over. Medina saves it. trying to push it over is Sammy Oliver at the net. Some good position there by Chavarria blocking that ball. So a nice block there. And Lovington reading that defense. All three of their front row, their hitters on the front row over there to try to block that. So it'll be Chavarria with the serve. It's still set point, though. They set up, and stuffing it right back is going to be Aranda, but a hitting error. It's a foot fault, I think, underneath the net. And that's, no, they're going to say the point is, he changed that and said the point, we have a player down. So
that was match point, though,
yes,
for
it
set
was,
point.
It was set point for that, and they did say that we called it right the first time, and that Carlsbad had the point. And we have a player down on the court in obvious pain. So we'll just, again, say, of course, the final score, 25-18 in the first set. Carlsbad wins the first set. Again, good play by Lovington. They just have to work on their consistency. But certainly they lost that one by 7 points. They're going to try to win this second set. And we hope that this player, which is number 2, Kaylin Heestand, will be okay. She is in some pain, limping. Her ankle, this whatever problem it is, must be her left ankle. So we hope that she will get some help from the trainers and that she'll be okay. We hate to see any injury by any player at any point. And we will have a 3-minute break between these sets, and they have not started the clock yet, and I believe because of the injury, getting the player off the court. And they will take a look at her, probably hopefully get some ice on that ankle and get that wrapped. So we will be back, and in a couple of minutes we will be ready to start the second set. Carlsbad winning the first one 25-18 here in Lovington. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. And welcome back to Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and we're going to continue where it hasn't been 3 minutes yet, and that's because the refs conferred with each other, and there was some concern about which point that went onto. They even put that point up on the scoreboard for Carlsbad and then decided that point went to Lovington. So we are at set point again, 24-19, Lovington down by 5. And we have a new player. We have Gracie Eccles coming in the game as a substitute for number 2, Kaylin Heestand, who just went off the court a moment ago with an injury. So they are checking and conferring with each other to make sure they understand where she goes in the rotation, where she's playing on the court, and if that affects the serve. So they're making sure that they have all of that right. That has to be correct, or you can forfeit a point. If you have your girls out of rotation where they should be, and if you serve the ball or the other team serves and makes a point before you get that straightened out, that can be.
And we actually saw that against Tatum a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we
that
did.
Went against Lovington.
We had a lot of they had a lot of trouble with that. Lovington is serving, and Lovington returning, and it's going to fall inbounds. I believe they're going to say that point for Lovington, as that was a good serve by Chavarria and sharp play by Lovington.
The kill by Aranda.
A kill by Aranda. So, and that's her first kill of this match. So, again, good team play. We're seeing kills by Barunda, Aranda, Dunlap, and Bell. We're seeing good blocks, couple of blocks, a good ace, and another good serve is going to fall in as Medina and Putman look at each other. Just a little bit of miscommunication, and those girls looked at each other, and the ball fell right between them. So another point for Lovington, 24-21, as we had written this one off as a set that went to Carlsbad. But here comes Lovington. They're down only by 3, and that's Chavarria with another serve, a good one. Daughtry is going to set up Eccles for the kill, and it's going to hit. Is it going to hit the line? Yes, they're going to say it hit the line as Eccles return that off of Lovington, and that means that now it is 25, but 25-21. So Carlsbad wins this first set, and we will go to the second set. We will take a timeout, come back, acknowledge our sponsors, and move on with the second set. First one goes to Carlsbad, but we'll be back with more Lovington volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym, listening to Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and we are just about to begin the second set. Carlsbad won the first one 25-21, and we are here with the game because of great sponsors: Devon Energy, Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lee County Electric, Stone Oilfield Services, Navajo Refining Company, Norlee, Nowell Pharmacy, Man Welding, Bob Thriftway, and First American Bank of Lovington. As the buzzer sounds, the girls are taking their place out on the court. And final thoughts before we get the second set started, TJ?
Well, Lovington just needs to continue on the trend that they were on in that first set. They found a little something. They got Carlsbad just a little bit rattled. And if they can continue that, maybe a little bit different story here in this second set. They never gave up, at one point down by 7, and then fought back, clawed back, and got it to within just 4. They played, I think, 6 points on the match where it was the set on the line. So if they can continue that like a 6-1 run, different story second set.
That's right. They were able to hold serve and make several points. 2 or 3 different times they were able to make multiple points off of their serve and to force Carlsbad into some errors. And then they got lucky a couple of times, but they were able to capitalize. And then a couple of times they got lucky and they did not turn around and score a point off of just basically a free ball or a free return back to Lovington for the point. So it's going to be, again, more improvement and good excitement and almost winning that first set. But Lovington needs to get over that hump and go from the almost winning to the winning a set, and then put 2 sets and 3 sets together to win the match. So down by 1, but they can battle back, and they had Carlsbad on the ropes a couple of times. They actually led that first set 2 or 3 times. So if they can start off this and perform even better, keep their consistency up, then maybe they can win this next set against Carlsbad. They are not dead yet, and Lovington will have the serve. It'll be Chavarria back with the ball for Lovington. And the referees are still, I think they're still conferring. The chief ref is talking with the line judge. And now he signals play ball. Chavarria, good spinning serve is up. Medina barely handles it. It's pushed over the net. Lovington answers. They set up Bell for the serve. It's a stuff block right over the net. Again, Carlsbad with a lot of tall girls right there. And it was at the front. It was Younger, Ojiaku, and Daughtry over there on the left. So the first point goes to Carlsbad with the big blocks. Really, I'd call 11 and 13 with the double block there. And the serve is dug by Chavarria. They have a quick ball back over the net again, and I believe that was Ojiaku with the kill.
I think so.
Ojiaku with her second kill of the game, and second point. Carlsbad quickly up 2-0 in this one. The ball is answered. Preciado setting up Bell. She slaps it over. It's handled by Carlsbad. They set up Younger for the kill, and she does manage to get it over. And Bell gets a hand on it, just a fist on it, but it goes off to the right, out of bounds. 3 straight points by Carlsbad. Lovington cannot afford to dig a hole this deep. As the serve comes and Rodriguez first touch. Preciado, instead of setting it, she thinks twice about it, and at the last second she tries to push it over the net and hits it into the net, and it would have been blocked anyway there because Daughtry and Ojiaku were right there. So Carlsbad with the serve, Rodriguez first touch, and the set for Riley to try to kill it. Medina answers. And they set up Ojiaku for the kill, and it goes off of Bell's hand. Rodriguez was right up there in the middle. I think that may be Tess Hernandez with 5. Do you think that's Tess wearing 5?
It could be, and when they've got some numbers.
I think that's Zabri Rodriguez.
Yeah, and they've got some numbers going on here too. As Sammy Oliver has been serving, and I think it's Annika Sowers who's wearing number 5 for Carlsbad.
Oh, really? Okay. And so again, we apologize, but when the roster is different from what the jerseys the girls are wearing, and
when
we
we
don't
get a
see
different
them
team roster, and we got a different team roster this morning from both teams.
Yeah, and so it makes it a little confusing. So we apologize. We're not trying to make errors here. We're trying to make sense of the girls, and parents know who their girls are, but we don't know them by sight always. Even our own home team, some of the girls who don't play as much or as often, we don't see out on the court to just recognize them when they have a number that's different from what their roster says.
And especially when it's the other team, too.
Exactly, too. We're even less familiar with the visiting team. So 5-0 out of the timeout. Lovington wanted to talk about it. They're back. The serve is over. Third touch by Barunda. Carlsbad handles it. They set up Daughtry for the kill, but she hits it into the net. A good break by Lovington. They need to take this. It's 5-1 now. Lovington will get the ball, and it's going to be Dunlap to serve. They made several points off of Dunlap's serve in that first set. Let's see if Lovington can do that again. They need to battle back. And again, that's, just out again. It just by a ball's width, it hit out. So Riley's serve was a good one. A lot of spin on it, but just out of bounds. So that point right back to Carlsbad, 6-1. And Carlsbad with the serve. It's going to be Putman, number 4, back to serve for Carlsbad. They lead 6-1 in this second set. They're up 1-0. Kind of a floater spinner serve. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. She just sits it over, and it goes out of bounds as
Younger gets the
blocked.
kill.
Yeah, well, Younger blocked that and then sent it over, but it went out of bounds, and that's Lovington's point. So Younger with the block, but it turned out to be
out of bounds.
Out of bounds. It turned out to be a point for Lovington as Bell goes back to serve, and Carlsbad answers. Third punch over by Younger is going to go. It's going to be just in bounds as they show. It just painted that out the corner, that right side corner, as Lovington kind of looked at that, let it go. So, and really kind of a lucky hit. I don't think that was really placed so much. It was just kind of a desperation return by Carlsbad, but it worked, and it's a point. 7-2. Carlsbad with the ball. Second contact by Hes Hernandez and sent over by Aranda. Not a lot on that ball. It just happened to fall right in front of that back row, and nothing Medina. She tried for it, but she could not dig it and return it. So a point for Lovington. Here they come, 7-3, down only by 4. And back to serve is Preciado. Preciado with a good serve. It's dug by Carlsbad. They set up 7. Kostenbader for the kill, and she goes in for it and executes. So Kostenbader with another kill, and 8-3 is your score. Carlsbad leads by 5. Carlsbad will be back to serve.
And this is the point in the game where Lovington really needs to find that extra gear and get control of this match back.
Daughtry serving. They made several points off of Daughtry's serve the first set. It's dug by Rodriguez and then sent over by Preciado. Daughtry setting up Eccles for the kill. Eccles, a soft return over the net. Preciado serving up Barunda for the kill. And the point is Lovington. It was a net violation by Barunda. So, again, the point is going to be to Carlsbad, 9-3. They lead by 6. Yes, Lovington has got to start answering right now. They cannot afford to get down any further. Daughtry with a serve, and it's a net serve. That's a nice break for Lovington as 9-4. They're down only by 5.
And that's the second error on Daughtry from the service line.
And Carlsbad has not made many serve errors. Lovington needs to take advantage of it. It's going to be Barunda back to serve for Lovington. Nice floater is going to die and just barely dug by Medina. But coming up, Kostenbader was not in good position to take that and be able to do anything with it. So a nice kill, a nice ace by Barunda. That's her second service ace. Serving ace by Barunda gives a point to Lovington, 9-5. And that is answered and sent back over as Medina was just trying to return it, and so that somebody at the net up in the front row could get that over, but it went too far and out of bounds, so another point. So that's 9-6. Lovington trails only by 3. Barunda to serve. A good serve. Medina with the first touch. It's a Daughtry setting up number 3, Gracie Eccles, your 6-foot serving specialist and outside hitter. That's why she's in that outside hitter specialist spot over there on the left, because that was like thunder coming down and nothing Lovington could do to try to dig that out. So 10-6, big swing by Carlsbad as they start to loosen up here. Number 7, Kostenbader back to serve. Lovington handles. Preciado setting up Chavarria. And she gets it over, and just a little smack, a little flat-handed smack right over, catches the front row by surprise, and that's a nice point for Lovington. Down by 3 now, 10-7. And they'll get the serve back. I think they're talking a little bit. What, did we have a substitute go in? We only have 5 players. Yeah, okay, and then back to serve is Rodriguez. Oh, a nice serve right in the corner. Thought it was going to be long, and then it just died. It had some spin on it, and it died right in the corner. And number 7, Kostenbader, was going back to try to get it. And Carlsbad thought it was going to be long, but it dropped in. Nice point, and that brings Lovington within 2. 10-8 your score. It's going to be Rodriguez back to serve again. And, this one is going to be long. So, Lovington, they make a great point and a couple of good plays, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with something, and that is just inconsistent. And it's so hard to watch because they're doing so well in so many errors and making improvements. Carlsbad with the point and the serve, and that's Sowers with the serve. And she gets an ace because that ball with some spin, and it's a lack of communication back there, really between Chavarria and Rodriguez. And that's a point. So that's an ace for Sowers and a point for Carlsbad. They've stretched it back out. 12-8. They're in the lead by 4. Lovington got to answer and stop the bleeding now. Sowers with the serve. Barunda with first hit. They set up Riley. She sends it over. Now Daughtry setting up for the kill, and that's Carly Younger sending it out of bounds. Too strong, too long, and a point for Lovington. And Younger has done that a few times. I mean, she's got several blocks and a kill, but she's also got some power, some position problems with some ball control problems to go along with her strength and power. So Lovington with a point, down just by 3, 12-9, and back to serve is going to be Chavarria. And a serve handled by Carlsbad. Eccles is setting up Younger for the kill. Lovington digs. Now Riley Dunlap sends it across. Lovington handles. And again, Gracie Eccles with the big swing, just killing it. And Lovington, no answer for that, because she paints that back court in that she really watches that back line. When they see her going up for the big swing, somebody in the back line needs to go over to the mid to right line and try to defend that. Lovington digging that serve, and palm ball. Yeah, it's going to be a hitting error by Carlsbad, but that was still a good return by Lovington. Even without the miss hit by Carlsbad, that was a good return. So 13-10, Lovington battling back. Down just by 3. Dunlap serving, and the libero Medina handles that. Number 5 is Hernandez. Tess or Layla? Okay, thank you. All right, so number 5 is Hernandez. We know that now, and I'm sorry I was
maybe Layla, because I don't
so
see a number 1 down there. So
all right, so maybe it is Layla. We don't know. We were just told, okay, it's Hernandez. But we have 2 Hernandez girls on the Lovington roster, so that really doesn't help us completely. But our apologies, and thank you very much for the information coming to us. And during that exchange, Lovington did score a point. It's 13-11. Lovington down only by 2. Carlsbad wanting to talk about it. The timeout being taken. We have 30 seconds left in the timeout. And again, we just say we do the best we can when jerseys and numbers are all different and we don't see the girls. That's why I said, I looked down there and looked at her, and I thought maybe it was Hernandez a little earlier, but, had no.
I guess I'll just start going down before the games and double checking on the official roster, because you can't count on what you sometimes get.
And it's terrible. We were laughing, but we don't like making errors, and we don't like mispronouncing names, and we don't like it when we're calling one girl for another. And sometimes it's our fault if I just say match up the wrong number with the wrong girl. Lovington is serving. They're only 2 down, and that's Younger trying to kill it. Comes back over the net. They save it. Lovington's got it. Barunda is going to set up Bell. She sends it over. Carlsbad answers. Now they're going to set up Daughtry for the kill. And it is Dunlap handling it. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. Another one as Barunda able to keep that in bounds and get that, as I believe that was number 7, Costumbada, with a fist on it at the back. But nowhere to go with it, and no way she could get that in position to be able to return that. So Lovington battling back within a point, 13-12. Dunlap is serving, and Costumbada with a fist on it. Daughtry saves it, and Younger sends it over. Now Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill, and the block at the net is not successful. So Younger and Ojiaku right there, but the ball goes down. So it's Barunda with another kill. That's her 5th of the match, to go along with a couple of blocks and a couple of aces. But Dunlap with another serve, a good one, a spinner, and it comes back over. Preciado sets up Bell. Now she sets up Barunda. She slaps it over, and Costumbada sends it back. Bell has first hit. Preciado sets up Bell for the kill. Now it is Medina setting up. And it goes out of bounds. They set up Daughtry for the kill. She sends it over, and just nothing that Lovington could do. They were a little out of position. They got a fist on it. I believe that was maybe Dunlap who got a fist on it, but it went out of bounds.
But still a good run there as Lovington cut it down from at one point a 5-point deficit, now just down to 1 point, 14-13 Carlsbad.
Carlsbad leads just by 1. And Lovington again with couple of long rallies, doing very well. It's number 4, Putman serving. Chavarria, first touch, Preciado sets up Barunda. She punches it over. Carlsbad digs it and then returns it. Lovington sends it back over the net. Now Preciado serves it. It's blocked at the net. Barunda saves it. And Bell sends it back over, spins. Now Barunda with the return, and it hits the judges' stand, the referee's stand. And that is out of bounds. So exciting play, though, and Lovington with some good points, a good rally, but eventually losing the point. 15-13, Carlsbad serving, a 2-point lead. Chavarria's first touch. Preciado sets up Barunda. She tries the kill. Carlsbad digs. Sending over is Daughtry. And Daughtry hits it just in bounds. Another point for Carlsbad. Lovington's got to answer here. They got it within one. Now Carlsbad's back out to a 3-point lead, 16-13, with Putman back to serve. Lovington, if they want to have a chance at winning this set, they've got to turn it around right now. Putman with a high floater serve. It's Hernandez with the first touch. Preciado sets up Barunda, and Barunda, actually they call it was a tip, and Lovington, it was a tip off the net, and Lovington scores the point. So hitting error by Carlsbad gives the point to Lovington. That's kind of a break right there, because Lovington really, just by their own position in play, did not win that point. But Carlsbad gave it to him. 16-14, Lovington up by 2. Bell serving. Carlsbad manages to dig. Kostenbader and sends it over, and it's Younger trying to push it over the net, and goes into the net. And Barunda blocking. So a good position by Barunda. Good block. And Lovington with a point, and they're down just by 1. 16-15. Bell back to serve. Exciting. Bell with a good serve. Carlsbad digs it. Now it's going to be Daughtry sending it over. Chavarria first touch. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. It's blocked, though, by Younger, and Kostenbader at the net will give that block to Younger again. I think she was the first one to have a hand on it. Both of them there at the same time. So double block by Carlsbad. They get the point and the serve. Medina back for Carlsbad. They lead 17-15. It's Hernandez answering. Preciado sets up Aranda for the kill. Aranda sends it. Carlsbad struggling, trying to get it over. They do. Hernandez first touch. Preciado. Oh, and a beautiful play and a kill by Barunda, as Barunda saw in time that she could just instead of killing that and stabbing that, she hit a softer but more controlled touch, a swing over the net, and ended up in a point. Really good play by Barunda. Another kill, number 6 for her, another point for Lovington. And Carlsbad answers. It's Sowers sending it back. Oh, and Barunda trying to make the play and sending it over. Nice play by Hernandez. And Carlsbad with the return. They try the kill from the left side. It's Daughtry with the swing. Lovington gets a hand on it back there in the corner. I believe that was number 2. Was that 2? Yes, it was. Tess Hernandez. So that must be Layla at number 5. So Tess Hernandez getting a hand on it but couldn't return it. 18-16, Carlsbad up by 2. Daughtry is serving. Barunda first touch. Preciado is setting up Barunda for the kill. She goes for it. Oh, and a beautiful paint. The corner return and a kill by Barunda. That is big number 7 for her. And a point for Lovington. Important point. Puts them within 1 and gives the serve back. And it's going to be Barunda serving. 18-17. Lovington trails just by 1 in this second set. They're battling, trying to win this second set. Good serve by Barunda. Medina barely able to dig that. It's number 9, Daughtry, sending it over, and it goes out of bounds. Another good break for Lovington. An unforced error by Daughtry. Sending that ball over, spins just out of bounds, and we're tied up in this one. 18-18. Barunda back to serve with a Oh, and it goes long. I was just about to say, and Barunda needs to work on just getting it in bounds. So the point goes to Carlsbad, 19-18. They're up by 1, and their number 7, Kostenbader, is serving. She's got a kill, a block, an ace in this game. And a serve handled first touch by Riley Dunlap, then sent over by Preciado. And Eccles sends it over, doesn't kill it. and Lovington handles it. Aranda sends it over the net, and now Eccles is going to save it. Oh, and hitting it from the back row, Kostenbader, but it goes into the net. She was behind the line, so it was a legal hit, but she did send it into the net. So the point goes to Lovington, and we're tied up again, 19 apiece in this second set. It is Layla Hernandez back to serve. Good serve. And it's Daughtry setting up Eccles for the kill, and a nice block at the net by Bell, although Bell really didn't block it. She was there, and it was just mishit. Eccles hit it down, and I think it was as a result of that defensive pressure by Bell, though. 20-19, Lovington leads until the serve by Layla Hernandez goes long, and we're tied up again, 20 apiece. Carlsbad will be serving, and back to do the honors, Sowers. She has an ace. Sowers to serve. Dunlap, first touch. Preciado sets up Dunlap for the kill, and yes, it just falls between the rows right in front of Kostenbader, as she was a little out of position to be able to come up and dig it. So we're now Lovington with a 1-point lead, 21-20 in this second set. They have battled back from 7 down and are now leading this one. And the serve by Chavarria is good, and a tight set at the net is eventually saved by Carlsbad. They send it over. Preciado. Oh, Preciado was setting up Dunlap. She was a little too far back to be able to kill, so all she could do was try to hit it over, and it goes into the net. So we're tied up again, 21 apiece. As Lovington doing a nice job of battling back in this one. Carlsbad with the serve. First touch, they are setting up. It's Dunlap manages to get it back over the net on the third hit. They set up Daughtry for the kill. Oh, and I think it might have gone long. Chavarria reaches up, tries to pop that one, and it goes out of bounds. 22-21, Carlsbad leads by 1, but this is exciting volleyball, and we're just going to keep it right here during this timeout. I didn't actually see I think Carlsbad called the timeout, did he?
I'm not sure, actually. I was working on,
I'm sure
paperwork over here. And
I think that Coach Niemeyer might have called that timeout, but 22-21, your score. Lovington doing a nice job. They were down, at one point they were down several times by 3 points. They were down by 5, by 6, by 7, and then they started battling back, and they managed to tie it, go ahead, and now Carlsbad has the 1-point lead. But Lovington doing a good job, but they need to, instead of worrying about battling, they need to just see themselves as winning this second set and making it happen. They've come back. They've led in this set. They can do it again. But Carlsbad comes out of that looking really ready with some strategy. And Lovington has got to answer. Carlsbad with the serve. And I believe I don't know who that is.
That's
serving.
Sowers.
Is that Sowers serving? Lovington answers. They get it back over the net, kind of a little floater. And now trying for the kill is Daughtry. Lovington digs. Preciado with a second touch. Barunda goes in for the kill, and yes, right at the net, trying to block it. The team of Younger and Ojiaku right there, but neither one of them could successfully block that. They end up getting their feet tangled and go down on the court. Nice kill again by Barunda. Dunlap back to serve. And Medina manages to return it, but can't put anything on it. And right there to get it is Barunda. Pops up over the net and just kills it. That's heads-up play. That's good positioning. That's good transition right there. And a point puts Lovington up by 1, 23-22 in this second set. Dunlap serving now, and a good serve. Medina answers, and Carlsbad puts it over. Second touch by Chavarria. It's got to go over on this one. Bell does put it over. A lot of spin on that. Now they set up for the kill, and Chavarria pops up. Then Preciado sets it. Bell turns it over. Carlsbad returns it. Oh, I can't believe that Carlsbad was able to save that, send it over, and then Bell sends it right back, and nothing they could do off of the hands of Ojiaku, and Lovington is at set point, 24-22. And Dunlap back to serve for the set. Medina touches that. Third touch coming over to Daughtry. She sends it over, soft one. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. Off the hands of Ojiaku in front. And Lovington with a point and set. And that is a victory for Lovington, winning a set against Carlsbad. Now they've evened this game up. This is 1-1. We go to the third set. Awesome play, great comeback, and really great play there to end that second set. 25-23. So we'll be back with the third set. It's 1-1, and we've got some great volleyball going on here at Wildcat Gym. Lovington Volleyball on Lovington YouTube Sports, HobbsAmerica.com, and No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Happy to be coming back after that break, ready to play the third set because Lovington won that second set 25-23. Lovington showing a lot of grit, a lot of heart, and a lot, again, more improvement as they got a lot more consistent with their plays. That last, and they took advantage of mistakes, some unforced, some forced by Carlsbad. That's important. They came off of Carlsbad mistakes, and Lovington made points on that. That's so important, and that really was the difference in battling back from several points down to come back and to win 25-23. Carlsbad starting this third set. Daughtry is serving, and it's a net serve. So Lovington starts off with a free point as it's 1-0, and Lovington will get the ball. It's going to be Chavarria going back to serve. Chavarria with a block, an ace, and a kill in this match so far. She will serve. Lovington up by 1. Good serve. Medina, first touch. It goes over the net. Lovington pushes it over. And boy, a little problem as Medina comes in and runs right into Eccles and Daughtry. And a lot of miscommunication and bad positioning there by Carlsbad, and that results in a point for Lovington, 2-0. Chavarria with a serve again. It's dug by Carlsbad and pushed right back over by by Dunlap, who has got to kill her 5th of this match. So great play, great heads up. She was right where she needed to be. That was heads up. She didn't know if it was going to be a pass or a direct ball back over, and it was a free ball back over. And another good serve. It's handled by Carlsbad, though. Coming in for the ace is Eccles, but Lovington handles it. They set up Dunlap for the kill, and it's blocked at the net, but Lovington answers. Bell gets it back over. Third touch by Younger, sends it over. Bell first contact. Preciado sets up. Bell for the return, and it sneaks back over the net, and it's a tight set, and nothing Bell can do about it. She kind of gets her own, medicine back with a double hit right there. But she's responsible for making 2 or 3 points against Carlsbad on tight sets. 3-1, Lovington still leads, but Carlsbad with the serve. Barunda first contact. Preciado gonna set up Barunda. She sends it over. Eccles answers, and Daughtry sets up Younger. Younger can't kill it because Lovington digs it back. Riley Dunlap. Oh, nice return by Dunlap. That is scored as a kill, even though it went off of the hands, as Carlsbad was able to get 1 hit off of it, but then it went out of bounds before they could save it. Now Lovington up by 3, 4-1. Dunlap serving, and that's an ace. Nothing they could do about it, as that pulled Sowers and Daughtry over there on the left side. They could not get that ball. And Dunlap with another ace. And this time, Carlsbad answers, but hitting it too hard over there on the outside hitter spot is Sowers. So that's another point for Lovington. They're up 6-1 in this. And Dunlap back to serve again. Man, they've had several straight points. 6 straight points off Dunlap's serve. And Carlsbad with a miss hit. That was off of the hands of Sowers over in the corner. Nobody over there. Medina, the libero, went back to try to get that ball and save it for Carlsbad. And Lovington wants to talk about it. Coach Ochoa sees what she likes, but she doesn't want her girls to get too excited and forget their focus. Yes, energy is great. Happiness over some straight points and being up 6 in this third set. 7-1, Lady Wildcats lead, but she wants to make sure the girls don't celebrate too much, that they keep their head in the game, they keep focused, they keep their foot on the pedal. Carlsbad over there with Coach Niemeyer trying to refocus his girls, trying to say, hey, wait a minute, we need to battle back into this one. And you know, Carlsbad is a talented team. They're capable of coming back. Lovington got to stay on their game, TJ.
Well, they certainly do. That was the 10th service point for Riley Dunlap, so 10 points over the 2+ sets now since Dunlap has been serving. And, yeah, actually I think it was Coach Niemeyer who called the timeout to try and settle this one down and maybe try and settle Lovington down and cool them off a little bit.
The 7th straight service point in this set, though, by Dunlap, and she goes back to serve again. 7-1, but Lovington can't celebrate yet. That's a good serve, but Carlsbad answers. Sowers goes up for the kill. A little fingertip roll across the net. Second hit by Leila Hernandez, and Barunda with the kill as Barunda paints the corner again. Good position and good speed on that, but it was inbounds. So another point for Lovington, 8-1. Barunda with a kill and another service point, you might say, for Dunlap. This time, Carlsbad comes back and answers. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. This time a little soft one. It's handled and pushed back over by Younger. Lovington answers. Preciado sets up for the kill, and it's blocked. It's blocked by Younger and Ojiaku at the net, but the point goes to Lovington. So 9-1 as Lovington has stretched the lead out. They're up by 8 in this third set. Riley Dunlap still serving. A good serve. Medina gets to it. I don't know how Carlsbad saved that. Hernandez with the first touch. Preciado sends it over instead of setting it. And, that was a good point as Medina, I believe she may have, she hit it twice, but I also believe one foot may have been across the line, that she's not allowed to to hit across, but that's another point. 10-1. Dunlap serving again. Medina with the first hit. They set up Sowers for the kill. It's saved by Dunlap, and it's a tight set at the net. Preciado is there, but there's no room to work. So finally, that point is won by Carlsbad. They get the ball back, but they're down by 8 points. Lovington's really got to keep their heads in this game and focus and play good defense and try to make those quick transitions here and try to get that serve back. Medina is serving for Carlsbad. Little spin. Bell has the first hit. Preciado sets up Barunda. Barunda sends it over. And they set up Sowers for the kill. And out of position over there. Chavarria is turned the wrong way. She hits it to the back instead of the front. And Carlsbad has 2 straight points. 10-3. They can't afford to let Carlsbad back in this match. They've got to try to get the ball back and stay well in front of Carlsbad in this one. Medina with the serve. Lovington answers. They set up Barunda for the kill. She gives a soft one back over the net. They set up Sowers, has to get it over. And Hernandez answers. Preciado sets up Bell. Bell sends it over and inbounds. And Eccles goes to her knees trying to reach it over there in the left corner, and she can't reach it in time. So a really good point by Bell. They thought she was going to hit a soft one because that's what she's been doing, but she hit it stronger and hit it inbounds. Nice point. 11-3. Lovington up by 8, and it will be Bell back to serve. Good serve. A lot of spin on it. Daughtry setting up Kostenbader. She tries for the ace, doesn't work. And Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill, and it's too hot to handle. Daughtry gets a hand on it, but it spins out of bounds. Another kill for Barunda. Impressive. And another point for Lovington. 12-3. They are 9 points in front of Carlsbad in this second set, with 1 set apiece in this one, this third set, that is. Lovington answers. Carlsbad digs it. Kostenbader puts it away, but hits it long, and it's out of bounds. So another point for Lovington. 13-3. They lead by 10 in this third set.
And this may be the best offensive set that Lovington has put together in 2 years.
As they are really playing consistently well. A good serve again by Bell, and a little hit over, and they're going to say that point, of course. That's an illegal hit by Lovington on that. So that point is by Carlsbad. And again, that's really a case of Lovington being a little too hyped up, I think. They need to settle down. Right now they have Preciado, Barunda, and Hernandez at the net in the front row. Carlsbad is serving. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. She hits it. It's partially blocked, but handled by Carlsbad. Third hit coming by Sowers. Hernandez, first touch, and Hernandez, number 2, Tess sends it back over. Carlsbad trying to go in for the kill. It's handled and pushed right at the net, and the judge is going to say, yes, the point was for Carlsbad, as it was an illegal hit, a little problem at the net of a net violation for Lovington. So 13-5, Carlsbad gets the ball back. A good serve, but they managed to get, Lovington gets it back over the net. Sowers sends it over, and it's out of bounds. If they had just not touched that, that would have been out and a point. Instead, Carlsbad's got it. Sowers goes in for the kill and makes the point. And that's a problem. That could have been a point for Lovington and serve back, but they hit the ball when they should have let it go. It would have been long. Carlsbad with the point, 13-6. Lovington still up by 7. Serve is good. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. She hits it, but it is blocked at the net by 9. Daughtry and Kostenbader, number 7. And battling back, 13-7 now. And Coach Niemeyer, I don't know who took that. Coach Ochoa took that for Lovington. We will take a timeout. Be back in 30 seconds with more Lovington Volleyball, Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym and more Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube, HubsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and we've got a good one. Third set, Lovington leads Carlsbad 13-7. Carlsbad is serving. Lovington answers. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill, and just off of her fist, a little bit funny, and it hits into the net. Here again, Lovington cannot afford to let Carlsbad chip away and get the lead back. They have lost three straight points here. 13-8. Carlsbad serving. Hernandez off of her hand. Saving it is Chavarria. And Lovington manages to save that, get it over the net. Good play. Number 6, Oliver, sets it up. Hernandez with the first touch. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill, and is it inbounds? No, it's out of bounds. Lovington, it's Carlsbad with the point.
No, we got it.
They did say it was in. It was in. I was the chief judge had his hand down over on the Carlsbad side. So excellent. Another kill by Barunda. And Preciado with the serve as Lovington. And it is a Lovington point as the Carlsbad let it go. That was number 3, Eccles over there. She looked at it, and they let that go thinking it would be out of bounds, but it was just in bounds. So good serve by Preciado. 15-8, Lovington leads. And another good serve. And Eccles with a hand on it. They set up Daughtry for the kill. Hernandez says no. She makes a good dig. They set up Chavarria for the kill, Aranda for the kill, and then it goes long. So Lovington gives up the point, but some good digs. I really like what I'm seeing out of Layla Hernandez in that libero position. She's making some good saves and digs for Lovington, and she has the first touch on this serve. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. Barunda. It's handled by Carlsbad and then tipped right back over the net by Lovington. And it's going to be a point for Lovington as Carlsbad had one touch off of that, and then it went back out of bounds. Good play by Lovington. They are staying focused. They have given up a few points, but they still have a 7-point lead in this third set. They were up 16-9, and back to serve is Barunda. Carlsbad answers. They set up Eccles for the kill. It's blocked nicely at the net by Aranda, but now Younger goes in for the kill, and it would have been out of bounds again. Layla Hernandez puts a hand up, and then it goes out of bounds. So Carlsbad with the point, but and they've chipped it back to 6 points. So Lovington up by 6, 16-10, but it'll be Kostenbatter back to serve for Carlsbad. Lovington cannot afford to let them back in this one as Dunlap gets it back. Preciado back to Dunlap over the net. Carlsbad answers. Eccles goes in for the kill, and it's stuffed at the net by Aranda. Nice big block. That's the second big block by Aranda at the net. She has a couple of kills to go with that good play.
Well, and it's just really nice to see the Lady Cats. They've managed to maintain their momentum and continue on, and now up by 7 again, 17-10.
That's right. Aranda comes back, and Bell goes in for her. So at the net, you've got Bell, Dunlap, and it looks like Chavarria over there. Second row, you've got Preciado, Barunda, and Hernandez. Layla back to serve. 17-10. Lovington leads in this third set. Carlsbad with the answer. Second touch by Sowers. Eccles sends a free ball back over. Hernandez has got it. They set up Chavarria for the kill. Carlsbad digs. Second hit by Ojiaku, but she cannot get it over the net. So the point goes to Lovington. So again, good play. Lovington has put some really impressive offense, and they're transitioning offense to defense and working well at the net, communicating better too. Hernandez back with another serve, a good one. Younger sets up Eccles for the kill. Hernandez handles it. Good dig. And they set up Chavarria for the kill. It goes over the net and over to the side as Ojiaku and Eccles at the net. Neither one of them, they juggle that ball between them, and it goes out of bounds to the left. So Lovington now with a 19-10 lead. Hernandez back to serve. good serve. A lot of spin on that. An ace for Hernandez as Layla with a good job. Nothing Costin Batter could do. She tried for the dig, but could not get it. That's 2 aces for Hernandez.
Yes, it is.
And she goes back for
And
the serve, and there's a
taken by
timeout
Carlsbad.
call as Coach Niemeyer wants to talk about it. Lovington has a 20-10 lead. We're just going to keep it right here and congratulate the Lovington girls on great play in this one. They're up by 10, but I tell you, against a team like Carlsbad, that can disappear if they don't continue to keep their focus and keep playing the kind of volleyball that led them to winning the second set and being up by 10 points in this one.
Well, you're absolutely right. So they have to continue to focus. They have to keep their foot on the pedal, as they say. For Carlsbad, they haven't been the same since Kaylin Heastand went out injured right at the end of that very first set. I think the 5'8" senior is probably their floor captain, would be my guess, and they just really haven't looked the same. So if you're Carlsbad, you've got to find a way to overcome the loss of your captain. If you're Lovington, you have to take advantage of it. I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
It's interesting because Heastand had no points. She had no kills, no aces, no blocks, but she's their only senior. So you got to figure that she is their captain. And with her out, it might have rattled them just a little bit. And they may be just a little bit out of position in some rotations because of that. Here we come back out of the timeout, 20-10. Your Lady Wildcats leading Carlsbad. Hernandez back to serve. That's Layla, and that ball was in, and it was touched. Not only was it going to be in just by a whisker, but Sowers touched that. And so that is a point. That's another ace. That's 3 serve aces for Layla Hernandez. And another point for Lovington, 21-10. They lead this second set by 11 points. And another good serve by Hernandez. Second hit. This third one has to go over. Ojiaku gets it over. Oh, and they get it second over to Preciado. She sets up. Chavarria tries to get it over, but it goes out of bounds. And again, Lovington has to put the bad points behind them and try to get that ball back into their serve barn for themselves. 21-11. Here comes Younger. Here comes Daughtry to serve, that is. Ooh. Oh, and just nothing they could do with that. Basically was an ace. It just got tipped up. There was so much spin on that. Even though Lovington dug it and made a pass, that second hit by Bell, it was spinning so much, there was nothing she could do to get that back over. 2 straight points by Carlsbad, and Daughtry serving again. Lot hard to handle as it's Younger who puts it right back over the net and pushes it right between the rows. And this is the kind of play that can sneak up on you. And Ochoa knows it. Coach Ochoa is going to take a timeout and regroup her girls and refocus. It's 21-13, but Carlsbad with 3 straight points, all off the serve of Daughtry, and that is a problem. Lovington has to find a way to answer that and not let Carlsbad chip away at that lead. They do lead this one 21-13. The Lady Cats in the lead in this third set. Carlsbad won the first set 25-21. Lovington won the second set 25-23. Now we're in the third set, and Lovington is up. But Carlsbad has the momentum right now, and Lovington has to find a way to kill it and get it back on their side.
Well, they certainly do, and you've got to think that Coach Ochoa is telling them, girls, you're 4 points away from this one. Go ahead, settle down, calm down. We've still got a ways to go. Find a way to break this serve by Daughtry, and let's get the ball back and put this one to bed.
Yes, because they have to win. They have to play a good set, then try to win the next set if they can win this one. Second hit means Alexa Bell has to try to put it away. Carlsbad answers. Now they set up Eccles for the big kill. It's pushed back over by Bell, and wonderful as Bell with another kill and another soft one as Eccles thought she was going to fool them by sending a really soft one over the net instead of making a big swing and a kill. Lovington didn't buy it. Bell was in the right position and blocked it, sent it right back over. Point for Lovington, and the serve is up, handled by. Oh, and this time Eccles is able. They set up. They had a good set for Eccles, and on the right side instead of left side this time, she paints the back court with that ball. A big swing by Eccles and a big kill.
Of course, the thing with Eccles, now she's going to be serving. She
Yes.
does not have a service point in this match.
22-14, Lovington still leads, but they need to try to put it away. Preciado sets up Bell for the return. Eccles with the first contact. Daughtry sets up for the kill. Sowers not able to put it away. Oh, and pushing it right over the net. Younger is able to score a kill on a fingertip roll, push right over the net and slid down, and Bell tried to save it, but nothing she could do. So the point for Carlsbad, and Eccles will be back to serve. 22-15. Lovington still leads by 7. Bell with the first touch. Preciado pushes it over. Eccles with the first touch. Daughtry sets up Ojiaku for the kill, and she manages to get it, as a little miscommunication there between the front and back rows for Lovington, and that is a kill for Ojiaku and a point for Carlsbad. They're climbing back into this one. 22-16. Lovington leads, but it'll be another serve by Eccles. An opportunity for Lovington to get the ball back. And it goes out wisely this time. Yes, Hernandez looks at it, looks up, looks back, and lets that one go. And Lovington catches a break as Eccles with a serve error. And a point for Lovington. Dunlap with the serve. Eccles first touch. He tries to push it over. Barunda at the net. So an attempted block by Carlsbad fails. Barunda with a kill.
And another one for Barunda. She is racking them up, and now it is set point for Lovington.
24-16. Your Lovington Lady Cats with set point, and serving for it is Dunlap. A good serve. A little spin on that one. Carlsbad digs. They set up Sowers for the kill. Hernandez saves it. Preciado sets it. And they send, and the judge is going to say that the point is for Lovington.
Line fault up front.
So got to watch that. The girls up front have got to watch their feet and their position. So that point back over to Carlsbad, and it's still set point, but Carlsbad serving. Medina back to serve. 24-17. Set point. Lovington leads by 7, and a net serve. Oh, it goes over though. A net serve sneaks its way over, lands on the court, and Medina scores an ace. 24-18. Lovington up by 6, set point. As Bell sends it over. Yes, a little sneaky one. Bell sends it, and Preciado reaches up and pushes it over, and Lovington has won their second straight set against Carlsbad. 25-18 is the score for the second set. Lovington up 2 sets to 1, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the fourth set here. Lovington 2-1 over Carlsbad, and we'll be back with more Lovington Lady Cat Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, from New Walmart Digital, and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym, Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan. I just can't help but smile at these Lovington Lady Wildcats because I know they are so happy, and they have won 2 sets and are up 2-1. Carlsbad won the first set 25-21. Lovington won the second set 25-23. They just won the third set 25-18, and we are going to begin the fourth set. If Lovington wins this one, it's all over. This is a must-win set for Carlsbad, and they are certainly capable of coming out and putting up a big set against Lovington. The Lovington girls, they've got to stay focused. Can't start celebrating. They've got another long, hard, tough set against Carlsbad, and it is going to be a battle to win this one.
Well, it certainly is, but Lovington on the line to win their first match in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So would love to go ahead and get rid of the goose egg from last year and through the first 6 matches of this year, and they're going to start out with Annalie Chavarria, who does have 4 service points starting off this fourth set, a chance to get out to a good start. I think that's going to be key. Get out fast in this set. Just don't let Carlsbad even think they have a chance at winning this.
They got out fast in the last set, and that was the difference, I think. They got out 6-0, and then Carlsbad started coming back 6-2, and then on from there, Carlsbad was able to score, but Carlsbad never led in that second set, and I think coming out and getting ahead in this fourth set is going to be key for Lovington. They've got to try to make points off of this serve. Chavarria back, a good serve, a lot of spin. Lovington digs it. They send it back over the net. Preciado now sets up Bell. She slaps it over, and it's saved. Carlsbad, younger Daughtry now setting up for the kill. Preciado first hit. Hernandez second hit. Dunlap slaps it over, and Eccles saves it. They set up number 7, Kostenbader, for the kill. Lovington digs it. Nice dig. And then Dunlap sends it over. They set up Kojiaku for the kill. Lovington saves it. Bell sends it over, and Carlsbad having some trouble with it, but Medina sends over a free ball. Preciado pushes it over. Eccles saved it. Long rally. Both sides doing well. They go in for the kill. Preciado now setting up. Hernandez has to hit it over, and it goes long. Oh, and Lovington losing that first point after a very long rally. Some quality touches, though, on both sides, as Carlsbad barely saved a couple of those balls, and Lovington likewise, but Lovington loses. Carlsbad up 1-0. They serve. Bell first touch. Preciado sets up Bell for the kill. She slaps it over. Medina first touch, and Oliver with the second touch. They send it, try to kill it. A nice dig by Chavarria. Now Barunda tries to send it. Oh, and she sends it out instead of killing it. Lovington, too much adrenaline right now. They need to reel it in just a little bit. Use that energy, but tighten up their ball control. 2 points for Carlsbad. They're serving. Hernandez first touch. Preciado going to set up, as it turns out, Dunlap. She returns it. Carlsbad saves it. Dunlap slaps it back over. Carlsbad again touches it, sends it over. Preciado with the set. Lovington sends it over, and they make a hitting error, so Lovington has the point. As again, good defense by Lovington, able to dig and save those points and get it back over the net and create an unforced error by Carlsbad. 2-1, Lovington trails by 1, but Dunlap back to serve. Good spin, and they set up Ojiaku for the kill. She sends a soft one over. Barunda saves it. Dunlap sends it over. It's blocked by Ojiaku. Now Dunlap sets up Bell. She sends it over, and it's going to be Eccles with a setup, and Daughtry goes in for the kill. Barunda says, no, not on my watch. Barunda in the right position at the net, just stuffs it back down Carlsbad's throat with a nice kill. That's number 16 in this match by Barunda. And more importantly, it ties it up and gives the serve back to Lovington. Dunlap serving, good spin serve. Eccles sends it over, and Lovington, they're busy talking as Barunda was trying to tell the middle row where to come back into position, and she was pointing right where they needed to be, but just couldn't get there in time. So a little miscommunication by Lovington, but no harm, no foul. The point, just 1 point lead by Carlsbad. Hernandez second touch. Bell sends it over. Medina sets it up. They're going to set up Eccles for the big kill. She stuffs it. Bell handles it at the net. The third touch coming over by Chavarria. She gets it over. Medina sets it up. Eccles going in for a fingertip kill. Preciado saves it. Bell sets up Barunda. She slaps it over. Eccles returns. And now they set up Eccles for the kill. And this time she stabs it down into the back row at the feet of Tess Hernandez. Nothing she could do but try to dig it and not successful. So Carlsbad they have come roaring out. They are up by 2, 4-2. They lead in this fourth set, and it is Carlsbad serving. Chavarria with the answer. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill, and it's long. Again, Lovington, they've got to harness some of that adrenaline and work on ball control. As the point goes to Carlsbad, up by 3 now, 5-2. This would be a good time for a timeout soon by Coach Ochoa. As a net serve is a good break for Lovington. And a net serve by Kostenbatter. An unforced error gives the point to Lovington. 5-3, Carlsbad leads, but Lovington will serve, and it's Bell back to serve. Bell has 4 kills and a block in this game. A lot of spin on that serve, and it's going to turn out to be an ace for Bell. As I said, with that ball in the air, I said a lot of spin, good serve, and sure enough, it turned out to be, it fell just between the rows and too much spin on that. 5-4, Lovington down only by 1. Bell back to serve. Another good serve. Eccles handles it. Number 6, Oliver sets it up. We have a whistle, though, as the point is going to be an illegal hit by Lovington.
Nope, actually foot fault.
Oh, foot. Okay, at the net.
At the net.
At the net. Foot under the net.
Error.
So an error, or maybe a touch net. Could be. Could have been the foot. Could have been the hand. But the point. Uh-oh.
Oh, they changed their mind.
Okay. The line judge over here, the second ref, gave the point to Lovington. So
Bell continues to serve.
It is tied up 5-5 right now in this fourth set. Lovington answers. Eccles going in for the kill off of the block by Aranda. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. It's blocked by Ojiaku, but Lovington handles it. Barunda back for the kill, this time a soft one. And now they set up Eccles for the kill, and it's stuffed at the net by Aranda. And Lovington, it's stuffed, a nice stuffed block, and nothing Carlsbad could do. Came in off the hands and a big spin. So great job by Aranda. That's a third big block for her. And a point for Lovington. They've gone up 6-5. Their first lead in this fourth set. Nice serve, but Carlsbad answers it. Daughtry tries to send it over with a one-fisted stab, and it goes into the net, so an unforced error. Lovington has been able to rattle Carlsbad several times, and this is one of them. Lovington up by 2, 7-5. Another point off of Bell's serve. They've been doing well. And this one's going to be a little long, though. And they're going to say it was on the line. There was a question about it. I think they're appealing that. The referee wants to talk to the line judge. She called it on the line. They're going to say the point is for Carlsbad. I was going to say, when I looked at it, it looked like it was long, and the ref asked the line judge a question, and I think his question was, are you sure it didn't go long and not touch the line?
She was pretty emphatic. Emphatic, thank you. I can't, it's late at night, I can't talk.
But
But Lovington's still up.
That's right. And Eccles is talking just a little bit with the head referee, but I think she was just asking a question. She goes back. Front line right now is Eccles, Daughtry, and Younger. Back to serve as Medina, 7-6. Lovington leads. Hernandez with the first touch. Preciado sends it over, and it might have gone long, but Kostenbatter tried to return it. She got a hand on it, and it went out of bounds. So nice hit, as actually it's going to be who was at the net for that? Was
Preciado.
That Preciado. Preciado with the kill. That's 2 kills, a couple of aces for her in this, and it sends Lovington up by 2, 8-6. And it's Preciado back to serve. Nice serve, a lot of spin, and it goes off of the hands of number 6, Oliver, off to the right. It went right to Oliver. She didn't have to move much, but her hands she didn't hit it straight. Her hands were tilted, her arms were tilted, and it went to the right. So point for Lovington, 9-6. They're up by 3. Preciado serving again. Nice spin. And again, it goes to Oliver. This time she has a good hit. And it is Younger who sends it over. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. And she sends it long, but it goes off of the fingertips. It goes off the fingertips, and it's a point. As back there at the line trying for it, she put a hand out for it, and the Carlsbad player tipped that, so the point goes to Lovington, 10-6. Preciado serving again. This one, again, goes to Oliver, and then Daughtry has it. They save it. Man, that was a good save by Carlsbad. They send it over. Third hit by Barunda's got to go over. Eccles first touch. It's set by Oliver. Eccles coming back for the kill, and yes, she paints it inbounds at the back of the court. There, yes, they do say it was inbounds. I saw it as inbounds too. It was so hard. It was pretty much a blur by Eccles, as that was a big swing by that tall girl.
You don't even get me to lie on that one. I got my new glasses today, and it's in the progressives.
So 10-7, Lovington still leads, but only by 3, and Daughtry back to serve. Hernandez first touch. Preciado sends it back, and over, out of bounds. Aranda tried on her third hit. She got a little too carried away, and now Carlsbad has battled back to within 2. Lovington, making too many mistakes, has let Carlsbad in on this one. 10-8, Daughtry back to serve. A good spin serve. Hernandez first touch. Barunda sets up Aranda. She sends it, into the net. So another net error, an unforced error by Lovington, has Carlsbad up by 1, and Ochoa wants to talk about it. So we'll take the timeout, and we will say that Lovington has the 1-point lead in this 4th set, 10-9. They're looking to try to win this set and put Carlsbad away. They are up in this one 2-1, and they need this 3rd set. They started off at one point. They had a 9-point lead in this one. They have let Lovington come back, or they have let Carlsbad back in the door on this one. And now they lead by 1. If they can keep focused and stretch this back out, that's what they need to do. But they're going to have to do it off of the Carlsbad serve. And the buzzer sounds out of the timeout. It'll be Carlsbad to serve, and it's Daughtry still serving. And Carlsbad has, except for when Daughtry has hit it into the net, they have been able to hold serve under her and make several points. So Lovington looking to kill the momentum by Carlsbad and get back into control of this one. And that serve is dug. Preciado setting up Chavarria for the kill. Carlsbad digs it. Daughtry sets up Eccles for the kill. She sends it. Layla Hernandez with the answer. Pushing it over is Aranda, but Carlsbad sets up Eccles again. Hernandez saves it. Preciado sets up, and that one is going to be off the fist of Medina. It would have been out of bounds.
Medina, I think, was just in a position where that was instinct, just to reach out and try to get it. There was a lot of stuff going on right at the net, but a good break for Lovington.
A good break for Lovington. And who pushed that over the net, the last touch?
I want to say that was Preciado.
I want to say that may have been either Preciado or Aranda, but it is Barunda with a serve. Carlsbad sends it back over the net. Second hit by Hernandez, and now hitting it down into the net. Right in front of the net is Aranda. Instead of having her fist up to hit it up, should have had the hands down to just try to pop it up and over. But coulda, shoulda, woulda, as Lovington still with a 1-point lead. Off of the Carlsbad serve, they get it over. Carlsbad having a little trouble controlling that one, and it's a point for Lovington.
Right now, the two teams just trading points, and when you're like Lovington up by 2, 12-10, that's okay, but you would like to stretch this one back out to at least 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, against Carlsbad, 2 points is not comfortable enough. It's enough to lead and enough to keep your lips above the waterline, but they've got to stretch this back out. Hernandez with a net serve.
That is the 3rd net serve for Hernandez in the ball game.
And that's 12-11 now. Lovington still up by 1. They're still in control of this one, but they are trading points, and it's too easy for Carlsbad to come back And they've got the momentum. Younger with a serve. And Barunda first touch. Preciado setting up Bell. Bell sends it over, and a little fingertip going to go out of bounds as Bell.
Somebody touched it.
And Bell, sometimes Bell does that. She aims and pushes it to the right just a little too much. Lovington, Carlsbad ties it up. We're 12 all. And unfortunately, that's going to be an ace for Carlsbad. So that is Younger with the ace. And Carlsbad will continue to serve. They're up by a point now. Lovington has got to get that point back. Preciado sets up. Chavarria sends it over. Carlsbad handles it. First touch by Hernandez. Preciado setting up Bell. Bell sends it over. That's too easy. Carlsbad's going to get that, try to set it, and they do, but they can't. It's a bad hit by Younger. It was a bad set. Younger with trying to set up the ball over there for Kostenbatter. It was a bad hit, and Younger comes out of the game. Younger pulled off, and Ojiaku goes in on that left side outside hitter roll. Lovington to serve. Carlsbad answers. They set up number 7. Kostenbatter attempts to kill. Lovington saves it, but they can't do anything with it off the hands of Hernandez out to the right. And that gives Carlsbad the point up again, 14-13. Carlsbad leads by 1 as it's been back and forth now. And it's Oliver with the serve. Chavarria, first touch. They set up Bell, and Bell hits it into the net. Lovington has got to get their composure back. They're falling apart a little bit here, and they've got to regroup. Carlsbad with the serve. They're up by 2, 15-13. And Lovington answers. Hernandez saves that, gets it back over the net. And now Ojiaku with an attempted kill, and does it hit the line? It does. Oh, I thought that went out of bounds. Ojiaku hitting it. So that's another kill for her. I've got her down for 5 in this match.
I believe that is right.
And she's got a lot of blocks. She's got several blocks for Carlsbad. Carlsbad up by 3 now, 16-13. Oliver serving. And Chavarria first touch. Preciado. She sets up Riley. Dunlap tries to kill it. It's blocked by Carlsbad, and then Lovington cannot do anything with the ball when it comes back.
And Coach
Ochoa wants to talk about it as Carlsbad has the lead 17-13 in this 4th set, and we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with more Lovington Volleyball on Lovington YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym, Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Out of the timeout, Carlsbad has the lead 17-13 in this 4th set. With the serve, Hernandez first touch, Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. Carlsbad digs it, answers, and sends a free ball back over. Barunda touches it. Preciado setting up Riley Dunlap for the kill. Carlsbad digs. Eccles now sends it over. Barunda first touch. Preciado pushes it over. Medina with the first touch. Now they set up Daughtry for the kill, and she makes it as she sends it right down in front of Hernandez, in front of that back line. And a point for Carlsbad, 18-13. They've stretched this out. 5-point lead as Oliver serves. Chavarria first touch. Preciado serves at Barunda for the kill. It's blocked at the net by Carlsbad. Lovington saves it, sends it over. They set up Ojiaku. She sends over a soft ball. Preciado sets up Riley Dunlap for the kill. It's pushed back over. Now Preciado sends it over. Medina pushes it up. They set up Kostenbatter for the kill, and it goes long. And nobody touched it. So the point is for Lovington as they need to start battling back right now, right here. 18-14, they trail by 4, but Riley Dunlap back to serve. Just get it over the net. No net serves. Medina handles it. And third touch by Kostenbader. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. It's touched and handled, but then Gracie Eccles hits a bad ball, and it goes out of bounds off of her fist, and the point is for Lovington. Here they come, 18-15 now with a point off of Dunlap's serve. She's back to serve another one again. Just get it over the net. No net serves, no long serves. Medina handles it. It's pushed back over the net by Oliver. Lovington, they set up Barunda for the kill. Oh, it's saved and dug by Kostenbader. Now they set up Barunda again, and off the fist of Ojiaku at the net. It goes over to the side, and Medina tries valiantly to go and get that. She tumbles, gets hit in the head for her trouble, and out of bounds, but another point for Lovington, 18-16. They only trail by 2 as they try to battle back in this fourth set. Lovington is winning 2-1 as a timeout is taken. Coach Niemeyer wants to check. He knows that that Medina got up, showing that she had hit her head, and he's just making sure that she's okay. He's talking to her, and I think he's checking to make sure that she did not, that they don't have to check her for
concussion
protocol. Thank you. I was looking for the phrase. Thank you. And she's
we're a
nodding, and sometimes I come in on football and save you on the phrases.
Like I said, we're a team.
They're satisfied that Medina's okay. She's back in. 18-16, Carlsbad leads, but a good serve by Dunlap. Medina has first touch. They set up Daughtry. She sends it over. Hernandez has the first touch. Preciado sits up Barunda. A little fingertip return. Carlsbad digs it. Eccles sets up Kostenbader. She sends it over. Chavaria's got it. Preciado sets. Barunda sends it over. Eccles, first contact. And they set up Daughtry for the kill. But, Preciado says no. Sends it over. Carlsbad, they save it. Hernandez first touch. They set up Barunda for the kill, and it's blocked, but it goes out of bounds off of a big block at the net. That's what you got to watch. Blocking is great, but if that ball has so much momentum that it goes to one side or the other, it's going to be out of bounds, and that's what happened. Lovington within 1 point, 18-17. Riley Dunlap serving. Carlsbad a little trouble handling that. Daughtry tries to kill it. Too much momentum, and the point for Lovington. And now we are tied, 18 apiece in this fourth set.
20th service point for Riley, by the way.
And Riley, of course, that's the 20th point that Lovington has made under her serve. She serves again. Eccles first touch. Oliver going to set up Daughtry for the kill, and she tries a softer shot this time, and it comes off of her knuckle into the net, and Lovington is up by 1, 19-18. Coach Niemeyer wants to talk about it. We're going to just keep it right here. Exciting volleyball, back and forth. Lovington did what they needed to do. They took advantage of some unforced errors by Carlsbad. Then they made some really good shots themselves. They made some digs and some saves and sent it over, and they really rattled Lovington and Carlsbad into making a couple of unforced errors as well. And here we are, 19-18. Lovington with the lead. They're up 2-1. If they win this one, it's all over.
And it'll be a big win for this program. It'll be the first win as the Lovington head coach for Marissa Ochoa, and might give them a little confidence going into the potential game on Saturday against Tatum.
But it's not over.
No, it's not.
They're up by 1, 19-18.
You kind of get the feeling the team that makes the fewest mistakes down the stretch here is going to win this set.
Lovington wants to be that team, and under Riley Dunlap and her serve, they've been making several points throughout this whole match. Dunlap with another good serve. Carlsbad answers. They're going to have to send a free ball over the net. It's Lovington's turn to really do something with this. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill. It's blocked at the net and then comes back to Barunda, and this time she can't do anything with it. So a big block right up front. We're going to call that a double block by Daughtry and Ojiaku for Carlsbad. And credit where credit's due. They have been really strong at the net tonight. A lot of blocks, double blocks, stuff blocks. Carlsbad tying it back up, 19 apiece. Carlsbad serving. Hernandez first touch. Preciado sets up Barunda for the kill, and she stabs it in bounds. Yes, off the yes. They're going to say that Carlsbad tipped it on the way out of bounds. It's a point for Lovington, and they are up 20-19. Carlsbad doesn't like the call. The girls don't like it. They're saying that it's I think it would have been, it looked like it was going to be in bounds.
Yeah, they're saying it was touched.
They're saying it was touched. I think it would have been on the line inbounds anyway. Riley Dunlap with another good serve. Carlsbad is riled up. Eccles a soft return over the net. Preciado with first touch. They set up. Ooh, and a good little fingertip push over the net by Barunda. And Eccles over on the outside hitting position on the left. Tried to also answer with a little fingertip back over the net and couldn't do it. Right into the net. Another point for Lovington, 21-19. They lead by 2. And Bell back to serve. Just get it over the net. Good spin on Bell's serves. Eccles in for the kill. She stabs it down, and yes, she is a big swing girl. She takes it and scores the kill. So another kill for Eccles means a point for Carlsbad. 21-20. Lovington still leads, though. It's Medina back to serve. Carlsbad has not been all that successful under serves by Medina. We'll see. That one answered. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. She stabs it. It's a big block. Stuff right back over the net. Lovington says it, and they get it over the net. It is Eccles who gives it back over the net, back to Lovington this time. Third hit coming by Barunda. She sends it over. Eccles with the save, and now they set her up for the kill. It hits the net. It's saved by Hernandez. Preciado with a second hit. Long rally. Carlsbad manages to keep it alive. Daughtry coming with an attempted kill. She's out of position and mishits that ball. An unforced error on Daughtry. She has several kills, blocks, and aces, but that one was a mishit, and that puts Lovington up by 2. 22-20. Preciado to serve. Oh, and it's long.
That's an error that the Lady Cats did not need, because it pulls it back to within 1, and it gives the service back to Carlsbad, and Brinley Daughtry has served pretty well.
Ouch. 22-21. Lovington still up by 1, and that's a long serve. So a break for Lovington as their long serve is answered by a long serve out of bounds by Carlsbad, and here we are, 23-21. Lovington up by 2, and it's Barunda back to serve, and Barunda again. She's got to just work on not hitting it long. Just get it. Carlsbad answers. They're going to set up. Oh, and Riley Dunlap reaches, touches over the net, and great play as Dunlap was careful not to hit the net. She went up. She hit it down. Exactly. Great execution by Dunlap, and another kill for her. And a point. Set point now. Match point for Lovington. Barunda back to serve. 24-21. Oh, and it hits the net and does not go over. Barunda with a short serve makes it a 24-22 score in this fourth set. Match point for Lovington. Eccles back to serve. Dunlap first contact. Preciado sets up Dunlap for the kill. She sends it over. It's blocked. It's blocked by Younger at the net. And Lovington can't return. 24-23. You got to win by 2, so it's not set point. But Lovington does have the advantage. They're up by 1. Eccles to serve. Dunlap, first touch. Preciado. Dunlap going to send it over. Eccles hits it. Daughtry sets up number 7. That is Carlsbad. It's saved by Hernandez. Oh, and the third hit by Chavarria is too soft over there. That third hit, a killer, and we're tied at 24-all. Fourth set, 24-all. Eccles back to serve for Carlsbad. Hernandez, first contact. Preciado sets up. It's pushed over by Dunlap. A nice deceptive shot, just dies right in front of the second row. Back row couldn't do anything with it. And a nice point, 25-24. Now it's set point for Lovington. It'll be Layla Hernandez to serve. She's just got to get it over the net. Not short, not long. Eccles answers. They set up, and Kostenbader for the kill, and she kills it. Kostenbader makes it a 25-all game. We're tied up again in this fourth set. This is a barn burner, back and forth, back and forth. Lovington has had a couple of set points, 3 chances to kill and put this away, and they haven't managed it. It's Younger back to serve. Barunda first touch. Preciado is going to set up Chavarria for the kill. Carlsbad digs. They push it over. Barunda passes it, and the setup by Preciado, and takes it back over the net. Preciado, another set. Dunlap handles it, pushes it over, and a push back over by Dunlap is blocked, handled. Carlsbad saves it. Preciado with a second touch. Chavarria has to get it over. She does. A lot of spin on it. Third touch coming back. Kostenbader sends it over. Preciado first touch. Hernandez passes it. Barunda's got to get it over. Eccles saves it. They set up Eccles. She sends it over. Barunda first touch. Preciado setting up Dunlap for the kill. Oh, it's saved. A good dig by Carlsbad. Hernandez, keeps it alive at the net. Preciado with that important save, but Carlsbad has it. Kostenbader tries to kill it. And, that's a point by Carlsbad as Bell tried to pass it and just sent it too far over. Hustling for it to try to get it was Dunlap, but the damage was already done, and now Carlsbad has set point, 26-25 in this fourth set. Serving is Putman. Lovington has to answer. They do over the net. Now Daughtry sets up. They set up Kostenbader for the kill, and she's successful as Carlsbad wins the fourth set, 27-25. We're at 2 sets apiece, the fifth and final set coming up here in Lovington. We'll be back with more Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym. Exciting volleyball. Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and this has been a barn burner all night long. Carlsbad won the first set 25-21. Lovington won the second set 25-23. Lovington won the third set 25-18. In the fourth set, Carlsbad eked out a 27-25 win. Lovington had Carlsbad on the ropes. They had 4 different set point opportunities to put that set away, and they let it go. Carlsbad with the momentum as we go into this 5th final deciding set. It's just to 15. You have to win by 2 still, but it's going to be a shorter set, and the team that jumps out and takes the lead and tries to get several points in a row is probably going to win this one, because it's tough to battle back when you get yourself into a hole in the 5th and final set, because it's a short one. And Carlsbad is going to come out with the serve, but Lovington, they have to not feel like they lost this match by losing that 4th set. All they did was let Carlsbad stay alive, and if they have that mindset that they can win. They've won 2 sets. They can win this final one, but they have to stay energized, focused, and they really need to stop Carlsbad serve, get the serve back as soon as they can, and try to jump out to an early lead themselves.
Well, you're absolutely right. When they do have the offense, and they've done a nice job tonight setting up Amber Barunda as about 19 kills. I haven't counted them up here recently, but, one thing in that 4th set, especially when they would set Barunda up, Carlsbad made an adjustment. Coach Niemeyer sent Kostenbader, sent Eccles, sent Daughtry, sent Younger. He basically said, wherever she is, you two are going to be there, and you're just going to jump up when you time her swing. And they did that, and they managed to get a couple of points that way by putting them back in.
And what happened is Barunda adjusted, and instead of killing it and sending the ball right back into them a couple of times she did that, and they were able to block the ball. Once it went out of bounds, it backfired on Carlsbad. Lovington got the point. A couple of other times they were able to stuff it right back to Lovington, and they were not able to return the ball, and they got points off of it. But a couple of times, Barunda was able to send it over softly away from the blockers at the net, and she managed to make a kill off of one of those points. On the other one, Carlsbad was able to return it, keep it alive for a rally, and eventually got the point off of it. So, mixed results, but good. As
and just
you say,
a quick note, Aubrey Aranda is leaving the court, and she does not look like she's feeling well.
And Carlsbad able to grab some momentum with the win there, but Lovington needs to just regroup, refocus, and of course come back. They have made some smart adjustments and have been able to create opportunities, to force some errors, and then to take advantage of some unforced errors by Carlsbad. So
and
they need to be sharp.
We've got the coin flip for
we
service.
do for service for the 5th and final set, because it's 2 apiece. So they'll flip a coin. The winner will get the serve. And we'll see who calls. I think they're going to have to flip again, because the coin fell before he was ready, and he caught it. And now they're going to guess. It is, what is that? Is that Chavarria or Preciado? I think that's Preciado. Preciado. And we're going to see who called it. I can't. Okay, and it's Carlsbad that wins. Carlsbad wins.
So they will have serve in this 5th set.
Carlsbad will serve starting off in this 5th set. As you mentioned, TJ, Aubrey Aranda going out. She's had a few kills and blocks for Lovington, and has been a pretty good part of this Lovington team in the match so far today. So her loss will mean that they will have to adjust with another player in there, and that means Lovington will kind of have to adjust their rotation and also adjust to another player in for her. Now, Aranda hasn't played the entire time today, so they do know that when she's out, that they have a different combination on the court, on the floor.
Just another quick note. Looks like Carlsbad has pulled up a JV player to come in place of the injured Kaylin Heastand. So,
all right. So,
and we don't have that player on our roster.
And that's she's wearing jersey 16. I did notice her in that JV game, we were able to see actually about a set and a half of that JV game, which Carlsbad won, by the way. The Carlsbad JV did beat Lovington in the JV match right before varsity began. And it's going to be that, and you got to think that he's put her in because she's a good, you got to figure she's probably a good serving specialist.
Well, you would certainly think so.
And actually, she may actually be in the libero position because Medina is not on the court right now. I think there's some discussion about.
Yeah, she's on the near side here.
Okay, yeah, but she is not actually.
Oh no, she's not. She is not actually on the playing surface. Yeah,
they've got 6 players on the court without Medina. So I got to think that that this player who's coming in may be playing. And I think they're making that note and that adjustment in the official scorekeeper right now in their scorekeeper's book. They're noting the substitution up from JV, and it looks like she's going to be playing in Medina's position, and Medina has been a bit of a weak point for Carlsbad.
On the service especially.
Right. So I've got to think that Coach Niemeyer is making that adjustment. He's patting her on the back saying, good job, you've been doing well. And she has not played a bad game. There has been some weaker play in areas both as a libero and in setting. And while not a weak player, she's just been one of the weaker spots at times for Carlsbad. But they have all had their trouble. Carlsbad has not dominated this match by any means. I mean, they've won 2 sets. Lovington's won 2 sets. It's been pretty even back and forth. So number 16, again, we don't have that player's name for Carlsbad, will serve as Lovington is ready. They're out on the court, and you've got Hernandez, Bell, and Dunlap at the net. You've got Chavarria, Barunda, and Preciado in the backcourt in the second row. So we are ready. I think Coach Niemeyer is still talking to his girls.
And he did put his libero back in, Medina.
He did. Medina is in, and he also put in Kostenbader. So you've got Eccles, who's coming over talking to the coach. And I think they're not quite sure where they're going to be. Because Eccles, I guess, is going to be in the back row with Medina. And it's going to be, the front row is going to be Oliver, Kostenbader, and is that younger, number 11? Or I think that's younger. Okay. So now Lovington has decided they've got.
So we've got a very long delay here as people are trying to decide
who's
going where.
Yeah, who's going to play, and do they have all of the right players down? Do the referees know who is there going to be a designated libero for both teams, and who is that going to be, and who's actually playing? Because Layla Hernandez has been playing in the libero position for Lovington, and she is on the bench right now. And I think the refs are getting.
Now they're talking about something.
I think they're also making sure they understand the rotation, the position that the girls are in, what they're playing, and what the rotation is. And now, good. And we're seeing that
we've got a JV player that's come up now.
And it's number 9. We don't have a jersey number. Is that 5 or 9? I can't tell. I think maybe is it?
I believe that's a 9.
I think it's a 9.
That is a 9.
Now, that's not Aranda coming back out with just a different jersey number, is it?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So it looks like a JV player coming up maybe. And again, you would have to think if you're putting in a player, you're going to, at this point, you're probably going to put them in as a serving specialist. Either a serving specialist or a defensive specialist.
Yeah, just a lot of confusion going on here in the gym.
Only 5 players are out there on the court right now for Lovington. You got Bell, Preciado, Barunda, Dunlap, and Chavarria, maybe. Yes, Chavarria. And now, yes, they are putting in their substitute player up from JV.
We think,
and she is going to join the front row, looks like to me. She will join the front row on the right side hitting spot. That means your front row is the JV player, number 9, Bell and Dunlap, front row. Oh, no, they're going to send Dunlap back to the back. Preciado is up front. Dunlap Barunda in the middle, and now, yes, Layla Hernandez, the libero, on the right.
And now they're going to pull the coaches over and talk to them in front of the scorer's desk.
That's right. So now the ref has the head coaches, Niemeyer and Ochoa, and they're talking to them. Carlsbad has their JV team on their feet behind the bench, creating a lot of noise, and a handful, a good number of Carlsbad supporters and fans in the stands as well. So here we go.
Maybe.
As Carlsbad is serving. Barunda, first touch. Hernandez sets up. Dunlap sends it over. Eccles, first touch. 16 touches that, sets up. And Kostenbader with too strong of a hit sends it outside, and we are tied at 1 apiece. They put up a point already, of course, for Carlsbad after that first point, and then a long wait.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a first point. I thought there was probably a point taken off of Lovington for a delay.
We are tied, and yes, 1 apiece. Kostenbader sends it back over. Hernandez sends it to the net. Preciado pushes it over. They set up Kostenbader for the kill. And yes, she puts a little fingertip roll down in between the rows for a point for Carlsbad. So Carlsbad up 2-1. 2-1, a 1-point lead. This fifth and final set, only to 15 points, but you have to win by 2. Preciado sets up Bell. She sends it down. 16 saves it. Now it's Younger with a ball over. Preciado sets up Dunlap. She sends it over. Eccles, first touch. 16 sets up Eccles for the big kill, and it's too strong. Oh, no, they say it touched the line. Really? Oh, all right.
Wow.
Just barely in bounds. Eccles with a big swing, a big kill, puts Carlsbad up 3-1 by a hair. Kostenbader with a serve. Hernandez, first contact. Preciado sets up. Dunlap sends it over. Eccles gets a hand on it, a fist, but it goes off of her and out of bounds. And that's a point for Lovington, and they get the serve back, 3-2. Carlsbad leads by 1, but Dunlap back to serve, and Lovington has made so many points off of Dunlap's serve. She just needs to get it over the net. And she does a good serve. Eccles trying to save it. Third touch, got to go over the net. Bell sets up Preciado. Barunda comes in, a soft little kill attempt. And they push it over, and the points for Lovington as Carlsbad tried to push it softly over the net, and they get it just out of bounds. So we are tied in this fifth and final set, 3 apiece. Dunlap back to serve, and a net serve. You can't afford to make unforced errors in this fifth and final set against a team like Carlsbad, as, man, Dunlap has had a heck of a good match. But that, a point for Carlsbad, hurts. And it's going to be an ace as Kostenbader sends it back. Hernandez gets two hands on it and sends it up and back instead of forward. So 2 straight points by Carlsbad, 5-3. And they will have serve as Putman will be back. 5-3. They lead by 2. First team to 15 wins, or after that up by 2. Lovington digs it, but Tess Hernandez can't get enough on it to make a good enough pass for Lovington to handle it. And Coach Ochoa wants to talk about it because Carlsbad has the lead and the momentum, 6-3 now in this fifth and final set. And TJ, Lovington just has to try to settle down, regroup, and get it back. They've been able to battle back from bigger leads than a 3-point, deficit. They battled back much more than that to Carlsbad.
Yeah, at one point in that first set, they were down by 8 and came back to just lose that one by 4. But 6-3, it's not out of reach yet. What they need to do, though, as they've put Putman in to serve now, what they need to do is they need to break the serve, if at all possible, on this one, get it back, and then just settle in and let it go. You've been doing good. Both of these teams have got to be getting tired.
6-3, Carlsbad leads. Putnam to serve. Lovington got to grab the ball back at the momentum. Stop the bleeding right now. Preciado's second hit sets up Barunda for the kill, but it's blocked by Ojiaku and stuffed back. Nothing that Lovington could do. Bell was right there to try to get it. Preciado was there. Lovington could not handle it. Big block by Carlsbad. Puts him up by 4, 7-3. Putnam still serving. Lovington has got to turn the tide now. First touch by Hernandez. Preciado sets up Bell. She sends it over and kills it from the outs of that right side hit position. She sends it over the net. A little spinner down to the court. An important point for Lovington. 7-4. They trail by 3, but they get the ball back to serve, and Bell will be back.
And Bell has had the second most success tonight of any of the Lady Cat servers.
She's got an ace and some kills and blocks, and nothing Carlsbad could do. A lot of spin. Bell has not a lot of speed on her serve, but she has spin, and Carlsbad has had some trouble with that, and they were not able to return that. So another serve ace by Bell. 7-5. Lovington trails by 2. Coming back. Eccles cannot, no, that was Putnam, could not handle, and another serve ace by Bell.
That's
and
her
another
fourth.
Point by Lovington, 7-6. They trail only by 1. They're battling back in this fifth and final set. Exciting volleyball right here at Wildcat Gym. Down by 1, Bell back to serve. Another good serve, a lot of spin, and again, they cannot handle it. Carlsbad, 3 straight aces by Bell, 3 straight points. Lovington ties it up. We're 7-all in this fifth and deciding set. Lovington still with the serve. Bell needs to hang on to it, stay focused, calm down, and just make a good serve. Just get it over the net, not too long, not too short. Good spin. This time they handle it. Eccles goes in for the kill, and she stabs it. A big swing by that outside hitting specialist, and she makes a big point for Carlsbad. Another kill. I've got her down for, I think that's 10 for her. Either 9 or 10.
Yeah, that's 10. I've got 10.
Okay, that's 10. And 8-7, Carlsbad leads. They've got the serve. Dunlap, first contact. They set up Barunda. Barunda sends it over, and they're going to say an illegal touch, an illegal hit by Carlsbad, and
Coach
line
Niemeyer's
judge
going to come over, and he is going to bark.
And the referee, the
they're
side
going to say
ref,
it was on Daughtry.
and the side ref called that. Niemeyer not sure he agrees with it, but play goes on, and we're tied back up again, 8-8. And Preciado serving a good serve. Ojiako handles it. They set up. Oh, and a little fingertip roll back over the net by Eccles. She can kill it, but she also can pick her position, and she did. A soft kill by Eccles. That's number 11 for her, and now she'll be back to serve. Now Carlsbad has a 1-point lead, and Lovington has to try to battle back. Preciado sets it, and it's hit back over the net by Lovington, and the point is going to go for Carlsbad. No, the point is it's
illegal
an error,
hit.
illegal hit by Carlsbad, as Lovington almost had an illegal hit with 2 girls going up to hit the ball almost at the same time. They narrowly escaped that and put it back over the net, and then Carlsbad had the miss hit. So now we're tied back up, 9 apiece. Barunda to serve. It hits the net, but it goes over, and Ojiaku cannot get to it. Ojiaku stumbles. A good try, but a good serve by Barunda. She gets lucky. It hits the top of the net, but it goes over, and the point is for Lovington now.
And her third ace of the night.
The Lady Wildcats have a 1-point lead as Barunda up to serve. Again, can't afford a long one. Eccles, first touch. They set up Kostenbatter for the kill. Lovington answers. Third hit over the net. Hernandez makes it, but now it's going to be Oliver setting for a Kostenbatter kill. A nice save by Lovington. It's on the third hit, Chavarria had to get that ball over the net, and she could not. That required a double hit from below, and she had hit it with one hand slapped at it, and send it into the net instead of over. So now we are tied at 10 apiece. Lovington with some good plays and then some mishits, but Carlsbad having some troubles of their own. Number 14, Medina to serve. Hernandez, first hit. Preciado sets up Dunlap, but it's stuffed at the net. That's Younger with the block and the point. And now Carlsbad with the point, up by 1, 11-10. We're seesawing back and forth. I'm almost dizzy from the back and forth in this match. Medina to serve again. Hernandez, first touch. Preciado sets up Barunda. She hits it. Eccles answers. And second hit's going to be tough, but, and into the net. It was going to be really tough. That was, the rest of my sentence was, it was going to be really tough to return from that position. Daughtry was so far back and out of position, and that, an error by Carlsbad, ties it back up, and 11 all in this fifth and final set. Layla Hernandez back to serve. It's a soft one. It's hard to dig. Carlsbad does. Medina makes it, sends it over the net. Preciado now setting up Dunlap. Dunlap a soft one. And now they're going to set up Eccles for the kill. She sends it over, and yes, out of position. All that Bell could do, that was Daughtry. All that Bell could do was get a fist on it. And now Carlsbad is up by 1. Only by 1, but remember, we only play to 15, but you have to win by 2 points.
I don't know. This one may wind up being another 27-25 the way this one's going.
It could be. 12-11 right now. There's a timeout, a full minute timeout taken on the court, and we're just going to keep it right here as Carlsbad has a 1-point lead at this juncture, 12-11, and a little bit of momentum on their side, but Lovington has battled throughout this fifth and final set. They're only down by 1 point, but Carlsbad will have the serve. And Lovington has got to play error-free volleyball to be able to win this. They really need, I think you called it right early on, the team that makes the fewest mistakes here. And they have their number 16 serving. Hernandez gets it back over the net, and the point, there's a net violation by Lovington coming up to try to save that, but Carlsbad gets the point, so they're now up by 2. 13-11, their number 16 from their JV in the game serving. Barunda has the first touch. Hernandez with the second. Barunda's got to slap it over. Carlsbad digs it. They set Younger up for the kill, and she puts it over, a little fingertip kill. And that is set point, match point for Carlsbad, 14-11. Carlsbad serving for the match. The ball, first touch by Barunda. Preciado with a setup. Dunlap pushes it over. 16 sets it. Younger pushes it over. And now Younger puts it in for the kill, and the deciding point is Carlsbad's. They win this fifth and final set, 15-11. A heartbreaker for Lovington, as Lovington battled and played so hard and so well for most of this match, and they just could not put it away. Really, the deciding point of this was at the end of that fourth set, I think, when Lovington had 4 different chances. They had 4 different set points, and they could not, match points that is, and they could not put it away. But they gave Carlsbad everything Carlsbad could handle, and Carlsbad had to come in, bring in a service specialist up from their JV team, and that ended up being the difference, because number 16 served at the beginning of that set and at the very end of that set. And Carlsbad was able to put it away and to beat Lovington. Lovington truly is a heartbreaker, because they came so close to winning this one, beating a 5A team and going for their first win in 2 years. And they just couldn't make that happen, TJ.
No, they certainly couldn't, but they don't have anything to hang their head about. Again, it's a 5A squad with good size. Lovington came out and fought, and I think they proved to themselves tonight that they can hang with some teams that are maybe a little bit bigger, maybe have some talent in some places. You know, at the end, Lovington just really couldn't handle the outside hitters for that Carlsbad team with Eccles, Kostenbader, and Younger really just slamming them home there at the end, and Lovington just no answer for it.
Yeah, and even though, actually I think that Carlsbad was stronger at the net than
Yes.
they were in those outside positions. They certainly made several points from the right side and the outside hitter position, but to me the difference in the match was in the middle was the blocking and the way that they were able to kill the ball as well a little more effectively in the soft kills, both at the net and really from just a little bit back from the net. So they were able. Carlsbad was able to come up with the big points when it counted, and to stretch it out and to keep service in that fifth and deciding set. And they just held on to it. I'm going to let you run through the numbers because our scoring numbers have been pretty close, but I think that you've probably kept up in that fifth and final set in terms of keeping track of kills and aces and blocks better than I did.
Yeah, we'll do, and again, these are in no way, shape, form, or fashion official. So Amber Barunda, another great night, 18 kills to go with 4 blocks and 3 aces on the serve for Amber.
That's what I've got for her as well. So.
A big night for Riley Dunlap. She had 10 kills on the night. Alexa Bell, 5 kills, 5 aces, and a block to go with that. Layla Hernandez with 3 aces on her score sheet for tonight. Aubrey Aranda, before she had to check out late, 2 kills and 3 blocks. Annalie Chavarria with an ace, a kill, and a block. Jasmine Preciado with 2 kills and 3 aces tonight for the Lovington girls. So, a lot to work on, a lot to be proud of that you can tell that they've worked on. Still some things, to do. They've got to work on maybe a little bit keeping the emotions under control. I know that's tough to do when you hadn't won a game
Sure.
in a while, but nothing to be ashamed of tonight for the Lady Cats.
Not at all. Barunda had more kills in this game than any other single player, including anybody on the Carlsbad side. It was a pretty good team effort, though. When you look again at the score sheet, you look down. Yes, Barunda had a lot of kills, aces and blocks, but you also had a lot of kills with Dunlap and Bell and Aranda. So it's not there. Lovington is not just a one-player team. Amber Barunda is a great player and certainly is leading this team. After most matches, when we figure everything up, she's definitely a huge bright spot for Lovington. But what helps Lovington is they're trying to get more balanced, and the more balanced they are, the better they're doing, because you've got to have more players who can kill it, who can block, who can hit service aces. More service aces in this game by Lovington than any other time, and this is the toughest team that they've played probably in terms of a 5A team. This, at least at home, that we've been calling. Sure. They have done better. They did better in their serve game. They made more points off of their serve, not just in aces, but off of their serve. And Carlsbad, again, is no team to sneeze at. They're big. They're talented. But Lovington handled them tonight and just came up on the losing side in that final set, but not by much. So we will just put a wrap on it and say, that Carlsbad won this one on paper, certainly, but it was a hard-fought 3-2 battle that Lovington should be proud of, and they can take this. More importantly, they can take the lessons that they learned and the confidence that they should have on playing much better. They played up to Carlsbad, and they brought their game up, and that is huge when you can have that kind of response to coaching, to bringing the best out in yourself and your team when it counts, and coming that close to winning this one against Carlsbad. That's a lot to be proud of and a lot of confidence you can take forward. And we hope that we're going to see them right back here at Wildcat Gym on Saturday against Tatum if Tatum is out of their COVID protocols.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. Of course, our next broadcast here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com will be Friday night from Denver City with the Lovington boys football team heading over to Denver City, looking to get back in the winning ways. We'll be on the stream and on the air on our sister station Z94 KZOR at about 5:45 on Friday afternoon for the football game. Then we'll be back here around 2 o'clock on Saturday, assuming that that game comes off. So great night and a lot to build on for the Lady Cats.
Definitely. Congratulations. The Lady Wildcats just need to work on a little bit more on their consistency and not shooting themselves in the foot, not making those unforced errors at bad times, and playing as well as they did tonight and even better moving forward. And we will be here for Saturday. If there is a volleyball match to call, we will have it for you right here. Thanks so much for listening and watching. We appreciate that. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. They're turning the lights out. We've got to say so long. Lovington Volleyball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.